and
Okay.
and I'll do the.
Is it running right now?
I just
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
Because then I'll try to like talk to the guests a little bit, get them a little more comfortable, feel into the thing, and then kind of I'll start it when I want to. When I feel like we're in a good moment, I'll be like, all right, and start it. But
okay.
that's
I'm still brand new to this shit, so I
I
have no
get it.
idea how to do this. But no, what's the back office or like the back end of like a full-fledged, because like there's a lot of people
Yep.
there is no back office. It's like this gets shot, I get the video, I like upload, like that's done. No one gives a shit. No one wants to sponsor this thing. Whatever. What is like handling the back end of a podcast?
The back end of a podcast,
Like the actual making money side of it, which is kind of the goal.
Yeah, it's everyone's kind of like the problem is they try to get to that very quickly. And so now it's going to be harder than ever because it's just the market's not there as it was like 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Spotify was selling out billions of dollars worth of money to every podcast in the world. And
Yeah.
so that stopped a lot, but there's a lot of different ways you can monetize. I think the best one is to build your community, get like a Patreon going and stuff like that, and have them pay whatever you think is a fair price for what, even if it's $5. I like the $5 and $10 tiers.
Okay.
And then you'll have your community, you'll have your email lists and all that. You'll have people that you can market to your own way, whether you're good with SMS or email or newsletters and stuff like that. That way, at least you're not worried about brand deals as much because you kind of know, like, all right, this is how much is going to be coming in no matter what. And then you can also do merch and stuff like that through there and kind of do that.
You don't have to like not sell out, but like you don't have to like jump on the first brand deal that like shows up like, oh, well, I want to get paid and then like sell yourself short.
Because also, like I say no to a lot of the brand deals.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I'm just like, it's not all about money, but like if my price isn't met, my price isn't met. And I'm not going to like just do it for less. Because then that's my price if I do it for less.
I was going to say, you just keep like shortchanging yourself.
If I
and all of a sudden,
myself,
now you're
that's
Walmart.
my price.
Yeah.
I can't say this is how much I'm charging if I'm accepting lower amounts. So
yeah, that's fair. That's how long did it take you guys to get to where you're at in terms, like, obviously where you're at now, different, but like to where you were like profitable and you're like, damn, okay, like we've got a nice little thing going here.
Probably about 2 years.
And that's being uploaded every single week.
Yeah, it was every week, every Wednesday for about 2 years. So once you get about 100 episodes in, you should kind of know, like, all right, here's who's listening. Here's my, like, you should know your demographics by then. You should kind of know everything that, like, and also what your goal is at the end of the day. Like, I mean, you are doing more of like,
good to go. Thanks, man.
Like you're doing more real estate and stuff like that, I'm assuming. So you kind of, that's bottom of the funnel would kind of be like just getting references and stuff like that and getting your name out and stuff like that. So
yeah,
having that kind of goal is good.
I like the real estate angle, but also it's like I get so bored of talking about real estate shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so like at the end of the day, like, yeah, you can make money doing it, but it's so boring.
Yeah.
Well, at least to me, like not boring, but you end up, unless you're doing anything like crazy. Like I interviewed a buddy of mine, Shane, that's like out like trying to like creative finance.
Yeah.
Like 100 unit townhome deals that are like $12 million. And he's like trying to figure out how to get into those with like less than $100,000. And like, he's doing crazy shit. So like, unless you're at that level, it's like most of it's like the same not rehash, but like, you can go online and it's commoditized the same way most real estate agents are. So it's like, I don't know, branching out's like a lot more interesting. Like sitting here and hearing about like, oh, this is how the business of a fucking big podcast is. Like that's interesting.
And even ours, we're not like, we're making okay, but we're not like up there where it's like you're like we still all have jobs. So
yeah. I was gonna say that's how we got in touch initially, was like you came off I think you like responded like a Facebook ad or something like that.
I was just curious about house buying.
Yeah.
I am just, because my credit's terrible and all this stuff. And at the time I was like looking into buying a house and all that.
Yeah. Dude, what sucks is it's just not getting any, like for the longest time, I kind of felt like running around screaming like the sky's going to fall. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I've been wrong for 12 months. The sky's hasn't fallen.
Okay.
Because for the longest time, I was like, okay, there's got to be a correction. There's got to be a correction. There's got to be a correction. And then I thought for sure that like this year there would be, and like kind of January, February, I was talking to a guy that's he's in finance with Merrill Lynch.
Yeah.
He was like, they ain't going to change rates this year. He's like, it won't happen. He was like, he was like, it's not going to happen because it's an election year. He's like, they don't want to fuck with it. Look like they're trying to influence the election in the second half of the year. So they're not going to do that. The first half of the year, if they do it, it undoes the last like 12 months of where they raised everything. Wild, so it's just like in limbo. He was like, maybe in 25. Yeah. I'm like, motherfucker.
I mean, now I'm not in a position anyway to buy one anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I don't think it's not going to change until you get a handle on companies buying houses.
Dude,
they're not going to run out of money. The companies aren't going to like. Zillow can keep buying everything. It doesn't matter.
Zillow lost their ass, which is
but the other, Blackstone, Vanguard, all those, they're not going to run out of money. They can still buy every house in the fucking country, and it's gonna. So I mean,
the one thing that I saw that was interesting, I was looking at buying some in Jackson, Mississippi, and I saw that BlackRock went through and was like liquidating their portfolio in Jackson.
That's good.
It was like they got. I mean, every single one of these guys, like it's easy probably to get an ego on that shit, and they went in and they got real frisky with like buying up a bunch of shit in Jackson, and they lost their ass. And they were like, okay, all right. And they just offloaded it. And maybe they didn't lose their ass. Maybe it was just like whatever. They were making 8% on it instead of like the 15 that they were wanting to. But dude, in Atlanta, I don't know what I've worked predominantly like over in Decatur and then like up on the north side. So like, I don't know what it gets to be like down in like McDonough, Jonesboro, like those areas. Like I just have never worked down there. But I don't know if they're buying a bunch up down there. I've seen not a ton of them get scooped up, at least on the north side of Atlanta, but also if you're just looking for like cash on cash returns in real estate, like Atlanta's not your best bet. Like your best bet is to go to like Macon, Birmingham, Montgomery, Jackson, like big cities in like small states.
Yeah.
Fucking houses are $75,000.
I just want a place to live.
Yeah.
I don't even care about getting like money back or all that stuff. Like,
dude, what's crazy about it is like there's probably people a hell of a lot smarter than I am that try and figure this shit out. Yeah. But it's like you look at the rent problem. It's like I had a buddy of mine that I went to college with. He said his rent, like it was like him and his fiance, their rent went up by, I think they were paying like $2,400 a month between the two of them. Okay, it's workable. They're in Brookhaven. He was like, hey man, I'm raising your rent by $1,000.
That's insanity.
He's like, you want us to eat $500 a month more? Fuck you. And they just moved.
Yeah.
They moved way up north, like way further up north. Dude, even on like individual stuff, the place that I used to live was like right across from Lenox.
Yep.
They were building, it's called the Flatiron Building. Yep. They were selling like 500 square foot studios. Renting 500 square foot studios. It was like 1,500 and change before utilities. Yeah. It's like you're paying 1,700 for a 500 square foot studio. Get fucked. Yep. Like that's ridiculous.
When I moved to Atlanta, I had a house pretty similar to like this. Wasn't a duplex, but it was $1,300 a month.
When was that?
2020. Yeah.
Oh
3-bedroom, full basement. Remember that? I moved from Dallas.
Okay.
And then went over here and it was way cheaper.
Dude, I don't know what fixes that shit. I was talking, both of our jiu-jitsu coaches at Odyssey are from New York. And so me and Greg talk about fucking New York housing prices and all that crazy shit. And my DMs like every single day, he's like sending me some shit. It's like, this is what I pay $2,400 a month for in, Manhattan.
I'm trying to move to New York, honestly.
No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
I'm trying.
From like a business standpoint, I mean, like the opportunities there, it's like the money, like there's crazy money there. I mean, like if you,
like getting set up would be my only issue.
Yeah.
Is that initial, like,
I was going to say eating that payment to get in. Apparently it's really, really difficult to find apartments at all. Like you have to go like the real estate agent route. Like you have to pay them like a broker fee, which like rentals in Atlanta, you can go rent someone a $5,000 a month home, like a big ass home, and you'll get $500. It's like, it's not sustainable, but there's like agents up there that just like rent apartments like every single day and they make damn good money.
I started a Bumble BFF account.
Yeah.
Set it to New York and was like, hey, I'm trying to move there. If you got a room or whatever, hit me up.
Hell yeah.
And just a lot of gay dudes trying to fuck me.
Just a bunch
of gay dudes trying to have sex with me.
Trying to backdoor. Like, well, no pun intended. Yeah. Trying to work their way into like, oh no, I've got a room you can rent,
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, damn it. Well, like now I got 600 dudes in my DMs just and still don't have a place to stay.
Start DMing all of them. Just follow bro code and then maybe we'll start growing the brand. Sign up to our newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the New York thing is so wild to me because me and Greg were talking about this shit. It's like the rent control laws up there.
Yeah,
there's like 100,000. And I'm probably like I talked about this with I think Greg on this. Like there's like 100,000 vacant apartments that landlords are just like, I just won't rent. Mm-hmm. I have no interest in renting them because if I put them in there, I'm locked in. I can only raise their rent like 1.5 a year.
Yeah,
and I'm not allowed to terminate them.
Yeah,
and also
there's been people there for generations.
Yeah, which like I get. That's a buddy of mine that I train with. Not to keep fucking banging on jujitsu, but his grandma still has, I think, a rent control apartment like in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And it's like in Brooklyn, in a nice part of Brooklyn, she's paying like $1,700 a month for like a 2-bed.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Well, for her, ridiculously good.
Yeah.
But like, you have to like put, I think it's for every like $10,000 or some shit you put into the apartment, you can raise the rent by $1 or something in like the
Good
rent control
ROI.
laws. Yeah. And so it's like, I don't know. It's like a weird fucked up situation, but also that city, it's a cool city, dude. I get it. Would y'all try and like, how would that work with bro code? Like move the whole thing up there?
Nope. I would just split my ways.
Gotcha.
I think we're pretty much done anyway with at least my part of the
Really?
podcast. Yeah.
Oh shit. I didn't mean to.
Nah, you're good.
Okay.
That's not
I was like, I don't know if that's like a serious like splitter.
Nah, it's just I think we've hit like kind of our plateau and it's literally only me doing the work.
Oh
and
shit.
stuff like
You're sitting
that.
there like
So it's like
putting in all the grunt work and you're like,
Yeah.
all right. I'd
and
like
it's
to
like
get-
I just don't want to beg like grown dudes to like post and like just be proud of like what you're putting out. And then they want all these things, but like I'm like, you're not, and they can't. I'm a bad messenger, I guess.
Okay.
I'm very blunt.
Yeah.
I just like to the
I get
point.
that.
And like I would just be like, hey, it doesn't really seem like you guys care very much. Like you're not making any clips, you're not posting, you're not like you want all these things, but it's like you gotta like tell people about it. They're not just gonna podcasting's not one of those things where like I'm just gonna pop up on your like Spotify for you page and you're just gonna be like, oh, let me listen to them for an hour and a half. You have to kind of earn people's time.
Yeah. You gotta
And-
fucking like bang on it. You gotta be like ruthlessly self-promotional, which like, I don't know.
Yeah. Because even when I see like a podcast on TikTok, they got to catch me with probably like 8 to 15 clips before I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it a chance. You know,
Yeah.
if I see one or two, that's funny, and then they keep showing up, and then after a while, I'll be like, all right, you guys win. I'm gonna check out an episode.
Yeah.
So that's how I think about it. Is like after 20 or something funny clips, finally someone will be like, all right, cool.
Fuck it. Now I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's probably one of those things where it's like if you got to have the fucking balls or whatever to like jump out on whatever trend, because it's like people were banging on podcasts for like years and years and years. I don't know. I'm 100% way late to it, like 100% way late to it, and fucking mad because I went to I forget where it was. It was some conference, and this was probably like 2020, and they were like, no, it was 2021, and they're like, yeah, you should have a podcast. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like, I don't have time for that shit. I was like, I'll just figure out the video thing, and then like 3 years later, I'm like, fuck, it'd be a lot easier if I just. Like,
It's the business guys and the comedians is what oversaturated it.
dude.
So those two demographics are like gotta have a podcast. Every comedian has to have a podcast, and every like business like earn your leisure guy has to have a podcast.
Dude, what's your take on all like the hustle porn shit that goes around on TikTok and all that?
It's really not in my algorithm, so
Okay.
I find it funny. I don't know. It always seems a little skeevy every time I see it.
Yeah.
Because it's always like buy my ebook and like at the end and just I don't know. It seems they're all taking the Gary V like earn your leisure like playbook and just going with it and like,
Shoving it down everyone's
and I
throat.
also don't believe any of it. Like I don't believe all these guys are millionaires. I don't believe all these people have like all this disposable income and stuff like that. And just seems griftery to me.
Dude, a lot of it is have you ever seen Baller Busters?
No.
If you want to have a fucking laugh, there's a page on Instagram called Baller Busters, and their whole thing is just like going like these people that are like, oh, if you pay me $5,000, I'll set up this Shopify store that's like guaranteed to like triple your income, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's all these people that are like, yeah, I paid him $5,000, and then he sent me an email telling me that I should, work harder.
Yeah.
And it's like that was it. And I'm like, that's fraud. Just like over that shit's 100% gonna, I think, gonna keep growing. It just seems weird because it's like so much of it is like for a lot of people, it seems like a lottery ticket for people that don't want to buy a lottery ticket. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw all this money at this and see how far this like takes me.
Yeah, it's because you hear like sound bites too, like gotta spend money to make money, and like all these things that like that people that don't know anything about finances, they just know these like random things, and so like $5,000 gotta
spend money to make money,
and then now you're just looking dumb with like a little newsletter pamphlet in your email. That
I was gonna say, or you actually go fucking like handle. I mean, running a fucking podcast at y'all's scale. I mean, that's like a fucking business. You're like, oh yeah, I got to do SMS blasts. I got to handle a fucking email list, like whatever. And it's like, I guarantee if you like, you could turn around and like package that. It's like, here's your podcast starter.
Yeah.
Whatever. Pay me $5,000 and I'll guarantee that you like whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
you make a lot of money if you sell your soul. It's very lucrative to sell your soul.
I would do it if it was easier. Not gonna lie, my soul's cheap.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Approximate dollar value on the soul. You're like, if I can make $100,000 for my soul.
No, I needed more. I need more. Like, I would need a life-changing amount of money.
Okay.
I just don't want to do a lot. Is the problem.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to have to I don't want to sacrifice a baby or anything.
That's a lot.
That's
you start going to like Bohemian Grove,
Yeah,
dancing around, singing, like all in unison. That's a lot. It'd probably be a lot better to just sit there and be like, hey, look, I'll give you my information. You market this in whatever fucking dirtbag way you want.
Yeah.
Bring me.
There we go. Down for it. And you want me to lie? Fire Festival? Cool. I'm going.
It's Fire Fest, dude.
Yeah, like I'm going. I'll perform. I'll speak. Sell those tickets. Let's go.
Get me in the front of the room. I'll tell everyone that like the reason they're poor is because they're not working hard enough.
That's also true.
Sit there, fire them all up into a frenzy, and then be like, now, if you want to work harder, pay me $10,000 and I'll tell you to work harder.
Yeah. My end goal is to find a billionaire.
Yeah.
To just lend me like 10 mil.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the bank. Never touch it.
Mhm.
Just let me have the interest. And then you can have the 10 mil back.
Okay.
That's my end goal. I feel like it's a win-win.
I think this is
Like they don't lose any money. I just get to have a couple $100K not work. And
you could have just gone a little bit harder on that Bumble BFF. Maybe a few of those guys. How bad you want that? How bad you want the 10 mil?
I've had a gay roommate before.
Yeah.
They don't respect boundaries well. I understand women sometimes now.
Dude. Yeah. I've worked. Yeah.
Because he had a massage table. His own one.
Okay.
And little known fact about me, I'm not big on massages.
Not
regardless of gender. I just don't like massage. I tense up. I don't like to be like
you lock up. You're like, please don't.
It's more stress inducing.
You're not a physical touch guy. That's okay.
Exactly.
You're the 1% of men that are not physical touch.
I mean, I am, but it's also like I have to accept it. It's like a stranger. I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, dude, no, I really don't even like massages. And he's like, it's cool, man. We can get drunk and something. And I was like,
whoa.
I was like, dude, you are giving me your play-by-play on how you want to take advantage of me right now. This is not an acceptable thing. And,
dude, I get it. It's like you sit there and you see how some dudes get a little frisky and you're like, hey man, like respect when they're like, oh no, I'm just giving you a hard time. It's like, no, you're not. This is getting real rapey.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
What is the for this podcast, what is the actual like theme of this one?
Dude, I literally wanted to take this like whatever way because like I knew that you were in like obviously heavily involved with the bro code thing. And so I'm like, okay, like what does the back end of that look like? Like what does the production look like? Like how much of a lift is it to get 6 dudes all organized to run a fucking podcast, put that together? Literally however you want to go with it. Like I said, it's like you want to come on and like talk shit. Like I booked this place for like 2 hours just so there's some like room on the front end. Normally it's like right about an hour of just like, hey, look, hey, what's wherever shit goes. Like
the show itself, what would be the theme of this show? Like, the whole podcast, not just this episode specifically.
Dude, a lot of it real estate, like some degree. I want it to be like informative, but practically informative. Not like I kind of want it to try and be like not the antithesis, but like the opposite of a lot of the, hey, just, pay me $10,000 and I'll teach you whatever. Like I had a dude on that does a bunch of creative financing stuff. It's super. I've had 2 dudes on that do the creative financing thing. It's super interesting. The last guy that I had on was just like, I like talking to people that I think are fucking interesting. His name's Mike Patron. He did fucking 2 tours in Iraq, got blown up in a Humvee, just like a bad motherfucker. Like fights has fought boxing, trains Muay Thai, competes in jiu-jitsu, does this thing called the tactical games, which is like competitive shooting and CrossFit, like hybrid, just like a bad motherfucker. Dude, just like a bunch of crazy shit. I just like talking to people, and the like short form, like talking head videos I do are exhausting. It's like coming up with the ideas and shit. It's like,
I can't do that.
It's like you sit there and like literally the guys that I work with, Siraj, one of the videographers, he's coming in Monday. We're going to shoot like 90 to 120 videos over 3 days. It's like bang, 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 bang. Like it's.
Do you think of these talking points just by yourself and you're just constantly just writing out like in your notes or something?
As they come up, like there'll be little stuff that I'll like come across that I'm like, oh yeah, like that's kind of like a little lesser known thing in real estate. Like, oh yeah, like that's something that I ran into. Oh yeah, on this deal, this happened. And that could be like a learning point for people. Some degree of it is him coming up with stuff, and some degree of it is me just fucking trolling. I made a video that got people very upset. I said there was 3 groups of people that shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Which race?
Cut the cameras. No. I said cyclists. I can't remember who it was. The cyclist one had people. Bro,
It's a terrible community.
Dude, I had hundreds of comments from cyclists like, fuck you, you piece of shit. You're the worst type of human on the planet. And I was sitting there. I was with my dad it was like over Christmas. And it's like Christmas Eve. And me and my dad are sitting there just like drinking and like eating steak just because he was like, oh, I'll grill out, whatever. And we're just like hanging out. And I'm just like drunkenly talking shit to these people in my TikTok comments.
They're terrible humans.
Yeah. Get off the road.
Get off the road. You go 15 miles per hour.
There's a pack of them. Why is there a pack?
Yeah.
Why can you not like, at least if there's one of them, you can kind of like wait till there's a little pass, like get around them. Yeah. They go like half a mile deep.
And I don't know why my human empathy runs out when it comes to cyclists.
Dude, I've thought about this.
It runs out, and I don't know why.
I think it's because the way, at least for me, it's the way that they like demand, they're like, we need the same rules of the road. Mm-hmm. Like you have to look out for us. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm in a car, you're on a bike. I'll look out for you. Then they just like run red lights.
Yeah, I see
that. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like we had an agreement. And then they'll sit there, like one of them flicked me off because I went around him. Yeah. And then he rode by and flicked me off on the way. Worst. I was like, dude, you're like, this is a 35-mile-an-hour speed zone. You're going 15 miles an hour. Like,
why can't they use the sidewalks? I don't understand that part.
I don't. They're going to hit a grandma, probably.
Cool. But then we can hate the grandma community. We can pass on the hatred to a different community. We can then go.
We can blame grandmas.
Exactly.
Grandma, get your fucking
walkers out of here. We don't have to share the sidewalk with you. Like this is our shit. Get it in gear
and put grandma on the street. Have grandma walking on the side of the road.
Exactly. And because it's weird because when like a motorcyclist passes me all crazy, I'll say like a little mini prayer.
Yeah.
I just be like, hope you're safe, dude. Like, I don't want you to. When a cyclist.
I want no ill will towards that guy.
I want all harm to come to this cyclist for some reason.
I get a little jealous of the dudes on the motorcycles.
That's probably.
Dude, you're sitting there and like you're in fucking bumper to bumper traffic and some dude in a motorcycle goes right down the middle lane at like 30 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. You're like, if I wasn't scared of being a quadriplegic.
Yeah, that's the thing. The tiniest hiccup is just over.
Dude, when I was in college, a guy that I was friends with had a motorcycle. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, I kind of want a motorcycle. He was like, go home, look up the statistics of how many motorcyclists are quadriplegics within like 4 or 5 years of getting a motorcycle. Come back to me. Yeah. Crazy number of people. Yeah. I was like, I like walking. Because walking's kind of cool.
They'll always say it's when you crash.
Yeah.
It's not if, it's when you crash. And it's like, geez. Because I've never gotten in a car accident. I'm a very defensive driver. I think everyone's stupid.
Yeah.
I drive with that in mind. Every time I'm at a stop sign, if my right away, I'm not going right away. I'm like, this guy's probably an idiot. I'm going to see what he's going to do first. And that's how I move on everything. I can tell if someone's about to shift in my lane and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, everyone's stupid.
People act reckless. Yeah. When I was like learning how to drive, I was in the car with my dad. And like, there was something that happened. I can't remember what. And I like went ahead and went. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, oh, well, I had the right of way. And he looked at me and goes, well, the right of way gets you out of a hospital bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yeah.
No. That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. And it's like, dude, you sit there and you're like, oh, okay. Light's green. You start to go and some motherfucker goes like tearing through it. Yeah. Dude, I was like not too far from here. I was at a fucking grappling event and I was leaving. Red light. I'm like getting ready to go. Bro, it's always dude in a fucking Hellcat. This dude in a Hellcat ran this red light at like 60 miles an hour. I was like, sick. Dude right behind him in a fucking whatever the Challenger quote, the Scat Pack, I think. I don't know.
Not a car guy at all.
I know the Hellcat. My 12-year-old niece looked at me in the eye and she was like, I want a Hellcat. I was like, shut the fuck up. No, you don't. Like, do not get a Hellcat.
It's a red flag. If a girl comes up to me in a Hellcat.
Eva.
not happening.
Eva, if you get a Hellcat, horrifying.
Because then they're going to look down at your vehicle too. Like,
what?
They're going to definitely look down at whatever I drive. I'm in a Nissan Note right now. It's like,
dude, you see my Katie out there? It's a sexy car.
Is that your smart car?
No, that was not mine. That was Kashawn's smart car. Like, mine's the GMC Acadia mom car.
Gotcha.
The soccer mom special. Dude, what's crazy about the drivers is there's like a wide array of like dangerous drivers on the road. It's not just like one person. Like you have the people in the fucking Hellcats on 20 that it's like they want to die.
Yeah.
But then there's also the soccer mom in an Escalade that's just like she can't walk and chew chewing gum at the same time. And then she's trying to like put her fucking makeup on her Escalade with her 3 children in the back screaming at her. And it's just all over. And you're like, please, God, do not hit me.
That is one of the big reasons I want to move to New York is I don't want to own a car.
No cars.
I hate owning a car. So
and
much.
If you get pissed off with someone, you can shove them on the subway tracks.
That's true.
It's very in vogue. I saw. I think there's like 2 or 3
They're doing
people
a lot of that right
now.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's a thing.
I think so they don't have guns up there.
Yeah.
In Texas, they're like, oh, an armed society is a polite society, whatever.
Yeah.
In New York, it's like if you can get shoved onto the fucking tracks in front of a subway train at a moment's notice, be respectful.
I'll be honest, armed society, not a polite society.
There's a lot of pricks with guns, dude.
I remember in Georgia in like 2017.
Yeah.
I was serving and I fucked up this dude's wings. When I say I fucked up this dude's wings, I fully described how these wings were going to come out.
Yeah.
They came out exactly how I described. He agreed to that and then didn't like how they came out.
And then was like, this isn't
that was obviously my fault. My bad.
And he should flash a gun at you.
That's exactly what he did.
Jesus Christ.
Because he was like, I want these two mixed together. I was like, all right, cool. Those are both dry rubs. I was like, you're about to mix 2 dry rubs together. He was like, yeah. Come out dry. And he was like, why are these dry? And I was like, hey man, you remember this conversation we had?
15 minutes ago.
Yeah. And
not that long ago.
And he was just like, well, every time I come here, it comes out. And he just like gets them and like starts flying into the gun. And I'm just like, this is not a polite society at all. This guy's ready to shoot out for some wings. And
welcome to the South.
Yeah.
We will go to prison over some fucking wings.
Yeah. My ex was from like middle of nowhere, Virginia.
Okay.
I think like our first weekend here in Atlanta. There's like this homeless guy, going to every car window and stuff like that. And he came to our car window. We ignored him. He came the one behind him. Guy just puts his gun out and flashes. My ex is freaking out. She's just like, oh my God, he's gonna. I was like, he's not gonna shoot the guy in the middle of the street. Like it's just, it was a warning. That's all. Like it was just like, hey, leave me alone.
Yeah, there's some could have just left the window rolled up, or brandish a gun, point it at someone, make them think they're about to die.
Yeah, but
dude, the number of motherfuckers that are just comfortable like open carrying.
I mean, there's no rules here for it,
dude. I like being able to own a gun. Like, I've got a gun. Yeah. Like, I go to some fucking dicey parts of Atlanta. It's nice. Also, it's way too easy to get a gun. Yeah. Like, it's way too easy. Yeah. It's like you just walk in and convince the dude at the counter at Bass Pro Shop that you're not like a schizophrenic that's about to go on a mass shooting. Yeah. And he's like, okay, here's your shotgun.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? That's all?
Yeah, I think the people that are like the talking people that like are very like pro gun. I think they live in cities where it is harder to get it. I don't think they really realize when it's like,
or they live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
where like there's nothing going on, and it's like, well, there's no crime out here. It's like, well, yeah, because there's 3 people every square mile.
But also, then like if there's no crime out there, why do you need your AK-47 and something like that? In theory, I'd like to have a gun, but like, just seems like a lot of like. I have a hard enough time like remembering to charge my Apple Watch and wear that. Like,
yeah.
Keeping track of my gun and stuff like that, and like which pants did I leave it in? Like that's a lot. I can't.
Yeah. Also, you just like you have it like out in your house, dude. This happened to a buddy of mine. He's like, I got a buddy who's a fucking gun nut. Like he loves guns, and so he has like multiple guns like hidden in his home. And he had some people over his place, and dude, there's always someone that has like. Everyone knows that a gun can kill you.
Yeah.
Some people it doesn't register that like a gun can kill you.
Yeah.
And this dude like just. Like found his gun and just pulled it out. It was just like playing around with it. And everyone was like, whoa, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, put that down. And he's like turning around. It's like the number 1 rule of gun safety is like, don't point a gun at something you're not ready to kill. Yeah. He's like, what's the big fucking like turning around with the gun in his hand?
Never pointing
guns. It's like, the big deal is that you could have just killed everyone in this room. Like, that's what the big deal is. So like, dude, I fucking get it. Especially, well, dude, are you from Texas? Or you moved back here from Texas?
No, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida originally. So that's
fucking Duval County.
Duval County.
So like,
DTWD. And I moved, I went Navy at 18.
Okay, that's right,
so
yeah.
I joined the Navy. Was in Japan for 4 years after that.
No guns there?
Then, no, just samurais running around.
We bombed the guns out of them.
We took all their weapons. They have their own Navy, but like, it's just for show. They wear little cute uniforms and stuff, and when they go out, but there's no like they're literally not allowed to have like an offensive military at all. That's why we're there. We are their offense.
Holy shit!
And then I was in Japan, so I was traveling all over Asia. It was like from 18 to 22. So I was in like Singapore, Australia, Thailand, all that like area. And then I got out, I got stationed in Virginia for a year.
Okay, I
hate Virginia more than anything in my life.
Norfolk.
Yeah.
Nice.
Worst city I've ever been to. And then I moved to San Diego, California.
Okay.
There. Expensive. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful city. Very expensive.
Okay.
So my rent I mean, now I guess it's even way more expensive than in 2018, but it was a lot for me back then. So then I moved to Dallas, with my ex, and then didn't love Dallas. Ended up in Atlanta and was like,
So you moved to like the fucking yeehaw gun capital of the world, where they're like,
yeah, Dallas wasn't too bad, but
really?
yeah, I've seen worse in Atlanta than in Dallas. I've seen more guns in Atlanta than
No shit.
Dallas ever. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I don't know. I feel like you see a lot more like, I've only been to Dallas once. I'm going back in like May.
Yeah.
But like, I've only seen
Beautiful city.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's just hot as fuck.
It's hot as fuck. And there's no like soul to the city. There's no,
Yeah.
It feels, I tell people all the time, I was like, it just feels like when you're in like a showroom house that just hasn't been lived in. That's what Dallas feels like. Like it's beautiful, but there's just no like, I went to a Mavs game. It was boring. Like Luka's going crazy, but like there's no like celebrities there. There's no like, no one's chanting like ATL. Like there's no like fun going on. It's just a bunch of people that work at like Frito-Lay and Pepsi and a bunch of like corporate people that just.
Bunch of like Texas oil money.
Yeah, that just go to games and watches it. Like it's not fun.
That's a weird way to put it, dude. I went all around Dallas like the last day that I was there, just like popping around, going to different parts of it. It was like, go to like a coffee shop. It's just like very bland. Like it just felt very bland, very southern bland. I don't know. That I went where JFK got shot.
Yeah. The knoll.
Yeah. Everyone's like, that's not a makeable shot. I walked up there. I was like, that motherfucker could have shot him. Like that motherfucker could have shot him. Dude, it was so cool. I got a whole little tour. I tried to go to the little like museum that was there, and I went like early in the morning, and a homeless dude had stolen a bunch of like the memorabilia from the museum. And so this homeless dude on a bench, because he saw me walking around, he's like, you looking for the museum? And I was like, yeah.
I got the museum.
Dude, literally. And he takes me over to the park bench he was set up on and starts cracking open stuff. He's like, so they found this guy over here, and what was suspect about that? And he's giving me the whole lowdown. And I'm like, this is going to fucking ask me for so much money. And I was like, I have no cash on me. And I was like, hey, bro, before this gets too far, like, I don't have any money. He was like, all I want, there's a breakfast diner right over there. He's like, go load up a plate, whatever you can get, bring it. And I was like, all right, bro, like if that's sure. And I like went and and he gave me a whole fucking lowdown on like where so-and-so shot from and like where they found the people behind the knoll and like the ricochet. And like there was like a breakout of like, I guess apparently when Kennedy gets shot, he like grabs his throat. So people think he got shot from the front, and then his head, like whole rundown from this dude for like 30 minutes. I was like,
I think maybe he did it.
Dude, he was old enough.
Yeah.
He was like probably in his 70s. So like, dude, he might have shot Kennedy.
Yeah, he could have been a dude.
As a child.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like if you're going to take out a president, that's the way to do it. Give
child
like
soldiers. We haven't heard enough about that.
Coney was on to some shit, dude.
I was waiting to do a Coney reference. Damn it.
So,
that was on my bingo card for today.
Fuck.
Like, Coney 2012.
Did he ever get caught?
I don't think so. But we had...
that man had the fucking best PR campaign of all time.
Marketing.
Literally,
it was him and those balance bracelets that were hand in hand.
Dude,
there.
Don't go after fightings. Okay, I played baseball. My fighting necklace was like cherished. Bro, everyone at him was like, "Oh no, man! I just feel more athletic."
Did you have the balance one where like at the mall they would like push down on one arm or whatever? And like,
dude, I think I did. I probably did, dude. I was like, dude, every 12-year-old boy is like a marketer's best fucking client.
The shoe people get me every time.
The shoe people?
Yeah, where they clean like one of my shoes.
Oh, and then you're hooked.
Yeah. And then I get it home and it never cleans my shoe. I don't know what magic they do in the store. Doesn't ever work when I get home.
Dude, see, you want to talk about selling your soul. Get into business with one of those shoe cleaning people. Be like, look, bro, I know how to get eyeballs.
I have been tricked into so many marketing jobs.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I've been bamboozled every time. Because I'd be looking for like at like young age, I was looking for like jobs on Craigslist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them, they're always like marketing, sales, blah 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 blah. And then that's how you get like vector knives and all this. Shit. And I got AT&T. We were going door to door. They got me twice. They tricked me twice into this. One guy's Omaha Steaks tricked me.
You're selling Omaha Steaks
door to door, and so they're like, all right, we're gonna do a job interview. It's just a seminar. They
You're locked in a room.
It's just a seminar. They're telling me all about their steaks. They got their best salesman ever up there, just going it. And at the end of the seminar, I'm just like, who wouldn't want to buy these steaks? This is the best deal I've ever heard. And so I come in, and then they make you feel good. They make you act like they'll ask you like 4 questions, like, what's your name? Are you left-handed? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, I think we have a position for you. You seem to hit all our criteria. And you're like, yeah, I did it. And then you come in. I came in the next day, me and my brother. We go in and they're like, all right, you got to rent a truck from us. That costs a certain amount. And it's a dirty pickup truck with just like a deep freezer in the back. And at no point am I just like, yeah, who doesn't want to buy steak off of a dirty pickup truck in the back?
18 years old, you're like, I'm going to get rich, dude.
17-year-old kid. And so yeah, we're just going door to door. People were nice. They were just like, yeah, we just went grocery shopping and stuff like that. But like, I spent all this money on gas, spent this money to rent the truck.
Oh
and all
my
this.
God.
Like, fuck. Nobody wants to buy these things.
It seems so clear to me that
like
everyone
supply and
wanted.
demand. Like, because also, I don't understand the people that buy even the internet door to door. Because I'm like, if I want internet, I'm not just praying someone's going to come to my door and bring me internet. Same with my steaks. I'm not just like, I hope someone comes to my door with some steak tonight. That'd be dinner.
That'd be really convenient.
Yeah.
Dude, the door-to-door shit is so crazy to me because it's like, I know from cold calling how fucking, I don't know if it's better or worse going door-to-door. Dude, on cold calls, the venom you get from people, bro, you call someone, they pick up the phone, you can have the best opener you've practiced, whatever, however many, like thousands of times. Yeah. You rattle it off. For every 100 you call, there's gonna be like 8 or 10 of them. They're like, you fucking piece of shit. You think I want to hear from you today? You fucking cocksucker. And they just start unloading and you're like, hope you have a good one. Like,
I just hang up after your first sentence.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Dude, here's the problem is that after you get a little bored with it, you start playing with them. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, you hope I go to hell? Dude, kind of me too.
Yeah.
I probably deserve it. And they're like, what? Throw them through a loop.
Are you okay, dude?
By the end of it, they're asking you if you'd like to come over and boom, you've gotten where you need to go.
I sold them vector knives and we're good.
Dude, exactly. And I'm going to charge people $5,000 for this information. Yeah. I'm going to take that video clip and it's going to be one single video clip and it's going to be like, this one cold calling trick will change your life. Yeah.
That's your opening.
Hey man, I'm really not doing well.
As much as I hate those people, I also hate the teach you how to go viral people.
Yeah.
That are like, get your hooks down. Because I always will look at their like account and it's always like someone with 2,000 followers.
That's every DM in my Instagram DMs right now is someone like, hey man, if you just followed the playbook that I have, you would have tens of thousands of followers. I'm like, you have 72. Yeah. The playbook's not great.
Yeah. I have so many video editors in my DMs.
No, if you worked with me, just let me do it for free. Yeah. Dude, I started fucking with one the other day. He DM'd me and he forgot to take the quotation marks out of the copy and paste message that he was supposed to be sending. And I was like, hey man, if you're going to do this, like at least pull the quotation marks out. And he was like trying to save it. I was like, look, man, I'm just saying for next time, like I've been in your spot. Like don't.
Especially when they do the automatic name that's set to your Instagram.
They always call me Blanton.
Because mine was set to Podcast Poppy for a while. And so a lot of my messages just say, hi podcast. And just be like, yeah, see, you're telling on yourself. Yeah, you're already starting at a deficit here.
Holy shit.
And I know because like all these video editors, it's getting worse now because I know all they're going to do is put my shit into Opus Clips. Yep. Download the fucking 25 of them and give it to me. Yeah. And I've tried Opus Clips. None of those videos ever go viral for me. So
I was going to say, because like the AI side of it still, I feel like doesn't know how to like catch like the hook, like to some degree, like if you're trying to go on TikTok, like if your opening sentence is or your opening, your hook is like 10 seconds of like nonsense where I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like next. Yeah. Show me the video of some dude snapping his leg. That's what I'm here for.
Cause or they'll just cut the funny parts out of the actual conversation too. And I'll be like, you guys missed like they'll get the wild statement we started with, but then like remove any of the like context afterwards. So it'd be like just zero retention on it.
That shit's insane to me. Dude, the internet, I just feel like has gotten to such a place where it's like you have just this, it's just different levels of degeneracy. Like on one end of it, at least this is probably my For You page, is just like the war in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. Just like live feed of like, hey, look, watch this dude get blown up by a first person drone. Yeah. And then the other end of it is people just like blatantly shilling like the worst possible product with the least amount of effort. Like, hey, podcast. Yeah. And then everything in between is just like videos of people dancing to shit. And you're like, this is where society is. This is
everyone's
fantastic.
Just selling a shitty Gildan t-shirt with every second video on mine is just, you need this t-shirt. You need this. I did so much research into merch now that I'm like,
oh, so you're like,
I just know I just know like quality t-shirts and stuff like that and stuff. And it's just,
you're like, you're buying that t-shirt for 45 cents and you're trying to sell it for $20. Get fucked.
Yeah. because I wanted, when I was doing merch, I was like, if I wouldn't wear it, I don't want to sell it.
Okay.
It's my thing. So I like try to figure out exactly what like t-shirt I like and stuff like that. And so,
dude, that whole
merch sucks.
Why?
Doing merch sucks. It's just because every easy way to do it is shitty.
Okay.
Like any like drop shipping it's just literally like a shitty printer on a Gildan and then it just goes out and and you're still, the creator is still going to be overpaying, the customer is going to be overpaying, and the product at the end of the day is going to suck.
Okay.
So like there's that option. That's easy. If that's how you want to do it, very easy, very simple. But like to actually like figure out what type of shirt you want like that, and then to get it like screen printed or painted or stuff like that. Most of the companies that do the screen printing and painting want you to use their shirts already and stuff like that. So it's hard to like, no, I have my shirts already and stuff like that. Bring it to the
I've got this. I just want you to do what you do on this shirt. They're like, well, no, you have to overpay for ours.
Yeah, because it's like I've gotten like the wholesale discounts and stuff like that. So now I'm paying like $5 for a good shirt.
Okay.
But now it's like, now if I need to get it like printed and stuff like that, they want me to overcharge for their shirts and stuff like that. It's just such a dumb game right now.
What's like I don't know, like percentage wise, but is there like a pretty good like conversion rate on merch for y'all's podcast? Like where y'all moving merch?
No, not at all.
Really?
Yeah, we never even got it off the ground.
Dude, I feel like the merch thing is like, you've got to have such a fucking crazy fan base in order for people to be like, yeah, I want to rock with whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, unless you're fucking, I don't know if there's a single fucking celebrity where if they were like, hey, I've got this merch, I'd be like, yeah, sign me up. I want to wear your face on it. Like,
I would never wear someone's face in general, especially if it's a dude. I might wear a girl if it's hot, but like a dude, I would never wear like when I'm going to like Drake concert and stuff. I hate when like their merch is like their face.
Have you ever seen the Chris D'Elia bit where he's talking about sports jerseys?
No, but
he's like, he's like, if you're a grown man and you wear a sports jersey with another man's name on your back, that dude gets to fuck you.
I don't agree because I have an entire jersey collection.
Dude, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you take it to the face level. That's different.
It's even worse,
bro. Like the people that get like dudes' faces tatted on. I'm like, why you got a dude's like a celebrity? Like,
especially
why
if they're alive.
Yeah, why you got the Rock on your arm, dude? Like that's weird. Like, okay, get a dead guy.
There's so many Joe Rogans out there.
That's
just so many Joe Rogan tattoos,
dude. If Joe Rogan was about it, he'd start a cult.
Yeah,
dude, that guy.
I don't think he has enough time,
bro. You're talking about like Bill. He starts a cult. And he's like, look.
I mean, he just moved like how many people to Austin?
That's what I'm saying. He's like halfway there, dude.
Yeah,
like buy up a little bit more land. All the
comedians just moved to Austin. All these like
buy a little more land outside of Austin. Get it, and then you're like, hey guys, from my select group of fans, if you pay me $100,000, you can come live on my Joe Rogan compound. We're gonna eat elk meat, shoot bows and arrows, and train jujitsu, and smoke a lot of weed. And he'd be, well, not only he needs money, but
I mean, if Jared Leto could do it, so good.
Did Jared Leto start a cult?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, he's got a cult. And he goes to like his little island every year and he wears like his white robe and
what the fuck?
No, it's like a thing.
I gotta look this shit up.
Yeah.
Jared Leto has a cult.
Yeah. And which like love Jared Leto. Great voice, pretty good actor. I enjoy his movies and stuff like that.
I wish I had a way to like put shit up on this.
You can do it in a post.
What's up with Jared Leto's cult and criminal behavior? Hey, let's back off alleged criminal behavior. Dude, he thinks he's Jesus. Holy shit. It's just him walking in all white.
Yeah. He doesn't even perform at these gatherings. He
just shows up and is like
talks.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, a cult's the way to go. I think that's like you were talking about like where this podcast goes. I want to use this to start a cult.
Yeah.
And like at the end of all of this, be like, look, now this whole thing's great. You can come live with me and I'm going to give you enlightenment for like 20 to 30% of your monthly paycheck.
Speaking of real estate, I was thinking recently about like how back in the like 60s, 70s, a guy could work at like Sears, own a house, have a stay-at-home wife, and then have a whole second family.
Yes.
Pay for that house and that wife also. That's insanity. I'm so jealous of that time.
Just for the second family or just the financial or both?
Just the option.
Just the option of having a second family is convenient?
I think I would have a second family for sure in that time period.
Dude, it's so there's no internet.
No internet. No texting. No mobile phone calls. When you walk out of your house at 7 a.m., there is no contact. Maybe they have your work phone number, But I mean, if you're at any point in between there and like somewhere else,
honey, I'm going to Texas for work.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
I'll be gone for 2 weeks. I'm staying at the Sheraton.
Yeah.
You get back. She's like, I didn't hear from you for 2 weeks. You're like, oh, I got the hotel crossed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What's she going to do? Google it? No.
No.
The internet's not real.
Yeah. And as long as you're like if you live in Atlanta, your second family's in like Snellville,
You're cold.
no one's ever going to know.
Dude, that really is a crazy way to put it. You're like, I've got a whole ass, I have 2 homes.
Yeah.
Neither one of them's a vacation home. They're both for my wives.
Yeah. I sell dishwashers at Sears. And I bought 2 $8,000 houses. I support 2 women.
And 7
a bastard
children.
child somewhere.
Multiple bastard children.
And like capitalism really screwed up.
Dude, that's the American dream.
That was it. Like,
The American dream.
Yeah.
Having a second wife, second family, 20 miles from home.
being a good husband was such a myth back then too.
Dude, anytime I see these people, they're like, I want to be a traditional wife. I'm like, dude, domestic violence was just cool.
Yeah.
Like that was just like dude, I was talking to a guy that I train with that's in his 70s and he was like, literally, it was chaos.
Yeah.
He's like, you could just like slap the shit out of your wife and the police would show up and be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
That was it.
Being a good husband was not punching your wife. The bar was so low.
Dude, every fucking chick on Hinge, it's like the bar is low. Oh, honey,
No.
it could be lower.
I really think our generation was the first one where it's like, hey, you guys got to be good husbands.
Hey, don't beat her.
But that it got so much further. It was like, now we got to now there's flowers involved. And now there's
Let's not get needy.
jewelry sometimes. You got to compliment them. It's so much. And my grandpa just had to not punch her. And he still didn't do that, and they still stayed together.
And they still did 70 years,
dude. Still did it.
They got married when they were 15.
Yeah.
And they were together for 70 years. And
because
it was
he
great.
had a truck.
Because
that was the only criteria. He's got a truck. Stay with him for 70 years.
Dude, he makes a
I'll
steady...
learn not to burn the green beans one of these days. Fucking bitch.
He'll quit taking his day out all the way from work.
Didn't have to talk to your kids at all.
Dude, that's the craziest one.
If he played catch once in his life, that was the memory that they held on forever.
I was about to say, that's like every fucking movie from that. It's like,
yeah,
me and dad would play
catch.
catch, and then he would just go and drink.
Yeah.
He's like, get home from work and get belligerently drunk on martinis.
Liquor.
He's like, no, I like a martini. He's like, that's just liquor.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we got to go back to the golden days, man. Before all the internet, it was a simpler time.
Because I'll tell people all the time, I was like, women ruin the economy. For one. Because they fought for the wrong battle. That's what it was.
Okay.
They didn't want to work. They just wanted to be treated well. They took a weird path for this.
God damn, dude.
Because think about it. I think even the most feminists would agree, staying at home would be way better. Being supported. Now think of the job market. Half the jobs are now open.
Yeah.
Because half the gender isn't working.
Okay.
So way more jobs. It's going to be a employee market.
Yeah.
Way more jobs and stuff like that. They're going to have to salary's going to have to keep going up because they're going to have to still be supporting a family and stuff like that.
And their second family and the bastard kid.
Now, where we fucked up is we were shitting on the women, punching them and stuff like that. That was wrong. That was wrong.
We can all agree. That
was bad.
Not good.
So I don't know why they decided, let's not worry about that. We want to go to work.
Well, dude, I think that was just the reaction to hey, look, they're cool with us just getting fucking wailed on. Let's get the it was like a fight or flight thing. And it was like, well, we're not going to fight because the cops don't give a fuck. Yeah. So it was like flight, we'll run, go.
So I think they just fought to be treated fairly in the household. They could be having yoga days, going for margaritas. Once you drop the kids to school, what
are you doing?
What do you got to do? The house doesn't take that long to clean. I clean my own house every day. It's not that hard of a thing. I pretty much cook my own meals. That's also not hard. So you're going to have about 5 hours of just go have fun. Go meet your girls. Have your Tupperware party or whatever the fuck that was.
Go to Pilates, little potluck.
Yeah. Houses would be cheaper. That's the one. I think that's it. That was the tipping point. I think that's the second time we fucked up in our society.
Well, when was the first?
Just this money. I think money was a bad decision.
Money was a bad choice. Yeah. We should have stuck with bartering.
Yeah, something like that. Because I fully believe if money wasn't a thing, whatever your passion was would still happen, and we would still have the things that we have. You know,
when did money become like? When was the first time where they were like, "Yo, we're going to use this coin instead of like I've got."
I think they
some
needed to
corn.
find a way to sell Jesus, and they decided silver
And then they immediately went from silver
to credit scores.
I was going to say billboards, close enough,
They went
with
to-
telling everyone they're going to hell.
Yeah, because like I was like, if I just love baking bread, that's my passion. I'm not really making money off it, but that's what I love to do. I think it would happen if I don't need to make money. I would just be like, oh, I'm the bread guy in our town. You come to me, you want bread.
You bring the eggs,
And then,
I've got the bread.
You know, the people that want to make music, they're still going to make music. And the people that, and I think there's the people that create technology and stuff like that. I think it's just in them. I don't think the money is why they.
Yeah, dude, that's why
They
it's
just want to create something.
anytime someone's online, it's like he has enough money. It's like, no, he has like a fucking like crippling insecurity in the back of his head where he's like, there can be more.
Yeah.
There has to be more. And it's just like a never ending drive. And that's how you get fucking quadrillionaire Elon and Bezos, where they're like, no, we're going to help AI take over the world, but it's for the betterment.
AI is so stupid right now.
Dude, AI is kind of dumb.
I hate it so much right now.
But also the scary part about AI is that it's dumb and it's already outsmarting people.
I only hate it because of us.
Okay.
Because like, all right, so we have AI now.
Yeah.
And now with AI, we're having it make art, make music, make things. And we're the ones working in the factories. We created this thing that could do work for us, and it's doing all the creative shit. And it's having us, and we're the ones still at Amazon pissing in bottles with a pretty little vest on.
It's like, hey, you've been standing still for 45 seconds. What gives?
Yeah.
Get to moving.
We're fucking stupid. And we're just like fighting for jobs to stay around and that be a thing. We're prolonging that. That's going to be like an extra 100 years because we're stupid. Like it could easily create a way where like, yeah, this is just the robots do jobs now. We don't do jobs.
Yeah, dude.
But we're going to fight it for so long.
You're an accountant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gone. A lawyer. Gone. I can have your contract read in 13 seconds and figure out any like.
And it spits out like 7 different line items
like,
where it's
hey,
like, we're going to go after them on
this.
this.
Yeah, gone.
Instead of paying an attorney $600 an hour.
Yeah,
and like
gone.
you get your little like invoice. Dude, this is the craziest shit ever. You get like an invoice from an attorney in a fucking lawsuit. It's like researching Alabama law. Yeah. Dog, you're the attorney.
Yeah, that should have been already in your brain there. I've watched Law and Order now for 3 seasons. Like
watch that. Watch like fucking Succession. Watch Suit. Dude, you're set. Like, dude,
I've seen all 3 of those shows.
I've got it.
I could pass the bar. Dude. Kim K could do it. I could.
Exactly. Dude, the fucking like the like elitism that like attorneys have. It's like, dude, you read and write.
Yeah.
Relax.
I have a bad habit of I'll watch any show with like the job of that show.
Mm-hmm.
I want that job. Every time. I'll watch like Grey's Anatomy. Like, I want to be a doctor. I'll watch like Suits. I want to be a lawyer now.
Yeah.
I'll watch like Firefighter. I want to be a firefighter. Like every time I'll watch a show.
You should watch Narcos Mexico and then
become a drug dealer.
Yes.
I don't like reading subtitles. So that's the problem.
They should dub it in English.
Yeah.
You don't like reading subtitles.
It's funny because everything in English has subtitles on.
But you won't watch.
But if it's another language with subtitles, I can't. My brain can't do the both at the same time. I can't listen to him in one language and then like read the bot. It just doesn't work for me.
What the fuck?
I might just be stupid. I don't know. Like it just doesn't like.
Dude, I mean, I kind of get it because you're like sitting there and you're like still like your brain naturally is like, oh, people are talking. I want to like.
I think it's because I know just enough Spanish words where I'm also trying to like.
Yeah.
Because I can pull out probably one word out of every sentence, and so my brain's trying to be like
one.
manzana, apple. They're talking about apples, and like I'm ignoring the subtitles and stuff like that.
And then 10 minutes goes by and you're like, wait, I have no clue what's happened.
Like
I just
reading,
know this
like
dude.
Reading? I don't.
Yeah, dude, readings.
I don't think I don't think I know how to read, but.
Dude, there's a lot of people who don't know how to read.
Like,
there's a lot of people masquerading that they know how to read, and then you see people like send text messages, and you're like, dude, this isn't good.
I can read text messages. Books I can't read though. I'll get to a page and be like, I don't know what I just read.
Dude, I don't know what that is, but that's like the easiest shit to do. Like I'll like try and like
every time.
Okay, so here's the thing. I like telling people that I read, but also like I listen to a lot of audiobooks.
You can't even do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll try.
Mm-hmm.
Go on a little like walk. You go on like a walk in the afternoon, little audiobook, like fine. Disconnect. That's not bad. But dude, I'll like be on a plane and I'm like, all right, I've got this fucking like enforced like 3-hour time block. Mm-hmm. I'm in row 37.
It's fun because I'll listen to podcasts all day.
I mean,
you can do a podcast all day. But audiobook can't do. It's because my mind will zone out very often.
Your mind will zone out on the audiobook, but not on the podcast?
No, it'll do on both, but I can hop into a conversation. No problem. Hopping into a conversation is not as hard as hopping into a story where it's like, I just missed what happened 3 chapters ago. And now they're bringing it back. Yeah.
No, I'm fucked.
I can jump into someone's dick talk like 45 minutes late. And
you're like, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, schmegma. Cool. Got it.
Dude, the fucking schmegma. The fuck?
That's what I feel like every podcast talks about. Just dicks and masturbating. So
podcasts and comedy, just like falling to the fucking like base level of humor. It's like, yeah, we can all get behind fucking sex jokes, dick jokes. Whatever.
I'm trying to get into stand up currently. So
yeah,
I am.
Have you done any open mics?
No.
Dude, a buddy of mine, again from Odyssey, because that's the fucking only thing I do, which is not, but only thing I ever talk about.
Yeah.
He's been doing open mics for like 3-4 months now. He really fucking likes it. I think it'd be fun.
I'm torn because I hate myself. So like,
that's a good recipe for comedy, dude.
I know, but it's like, I hate anything I put out.
Yeah.
I hate it all. Like, that's why I hate that I'm the one editing, because I hate like...
Oh, because you have to listen to your own voice.
Yeah, and I have to... Yeah, and like before we had another editor, it was great. He would just find the funny, put it out, and I was fine because I didn't have to be like... that's why I can't do those like sit like with a script talk things. By the time I'm done editing, I'm hating this video so much. And then if it doesn't do well, it just reassures.
It's just the confirmation of like, oh, I suck.
Yeah, exactly. Then I want to do stand up and I want to like... I'll definitely gonna have stage fright, so that's gonna be one thing.
There's alcohol.
Yeah. And then 2, they always talk about how like everyone bombs. I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can handle bombing.
You talk about how you hate drivers. I just think you have to rather hate bicyclists and assume every driver's stupid.
Yep.
You just have to take that and kind of like develop that into like a sense of superiority. And then
I think about that
if you're bombing, then start going at them. You're like, no, it's your fault that you don't think this is funny. No, fuck you.
Because I'll go to like I'm an AMC A-lister.
Okay.
And so I'll go to movies a lot.
Yeah.
And the dumbest joke will go through. Whole theater cracking up, just laughed. And I was like, damn, that was not funny. But
I got him.
Got him. And I was like, that's what gets me every time. I was like, there's so many stupid people out there. I can make dumb people laugh.
Dude, see, that's what we're saying. Dude, there's so many avenues. I think this is just what American capitalism comes down to. It's like, find your mechanism for taking advantage of dumb people.
Yeah.
You can start a cult. You can sell them the whole like capitalism thing.
Yeah, I mean, snake oil salesman.
Dude, you can start a not-for-profit and then just like, you're the CEO of the not-for-profit. And it's like, no, the company made no money. I made a $750,000 salary, but the company made no money. So we're not-for-profit. You can go that way. Dude, religion, dude, there's 1,000,001 avenues to taking advantage of stupid people. You can go the religion route. That's a good one.
I think all like pastors and stuff like that, they're just tax evasion people. Yeah. That's all it is. It's just tax fraud.
Have you ever seen the video of the pastor that like the name of the video when I saw it was like on TikTok or YouTube or some shit. It was like demonic pastor. Bro, this guy's standing like on the steps of his G550.
Yep.
Like a $50 million plane. And he's like sitting there like, no, the Lord wanted me to have this plane. I'm like, God told you he wanted you to have a $50 million plane. God told you that.
But who's to say God doesn't want him to have a...
Me.
I mean, you don't think God wants you to have a plane too?
No.
I feel like he loves everyone. He wants everyone to have a plane.
Then why does he not make more planes? We need more
That's
planes.
Boeing's fault.
Well, I don't
ripping doors off.
I was about to say, I was like, bro, I don't want to be on a Boeing plane. Like, bro, I've got to fly a bunch in the next like month and a half, and I would be lying to you if I didn't sit there and like go through like, dude, you can see what the plane is like on your little Delta ticket. I'm like, Airbus, okay, we're good. Airbus, okay, we're good.
Oh, I fly Spirit, so I
flight to Amsterdam, Delta. I die in the North Atlantic. Yeah. Like in my head on May like 26th, May 25th, I die in the North Atlantic on a Boeing plane because we're going to be cruising and in fucking row 42. I'm going to be in the exit row because that's the only way you can get a little leg room. Yeah. That fucking door's going to rip off and I'm going out the plane.
You got to help everyone first though, before you go out the plane.
Dude, fuck everyone.
That's the promise you made when they sat you in the exit.
Well, also they made a promise to me that the door was going to stay attached to the plane.
I don't think they did. I don't think anyone...
That's got to be in the fine print.
I actually think in the fine print, it probably says the opposite, honestly. The terms and agreement probably says we're not liable if this door flies off.
I don't give a fuck what they say. If you can't keep the door on your plane, that's a you problem, dude. Yeah. Like, keep me on the plane, like, pressurized. That... Dude, I told you. The first time I was here, they had the, like, little camera thing. Like, well, it would be, like, the feed right here. Yeah. And I was like, bro, you got to turn that off.
Oh, really?
Dude,
I like it usually.
I'm way too like.
But it is in a bad location because like I
wired.
do look at it a lot, and that's a bad location for it to be at.
He was saying, he was like, people will keep it on, and he was like, the whole video is them just like staring at themselves in the fucking camera.
They would have to put it like back there to where like
hide it,
or like even behind your like head or something, where I like.
Then you can fake eye contact while you're just staring at yourself.
Because we have one in our thing, but it's in front of us, so it's like
that's easy.
Yeah,
it doesn't change anything.
No, but
dude, I would imagine the fine print. It's like, hey, look, in the event.
Yeah, that's everyone's fine print. Is like the most catastrophic thing they could think of is in there. To
not
be
our
like,
fault.
Not our fault.
Dude, my favorite part about flying is when they do the little safety presentation.
Yeah.
And that, and then they go, in the event of a water landing.
Yep.
I think I heard that somewhere. Someone was talking about that at some point. And ever since I heard it, every time they do that, I sit there and I'm like, there's not a water landing. There's been one water landing, like
shout out
in
to Sully.
history. Dude, my brother's friend was on that flight. My brother's 23 years older than I am. He's my half brother. And he said that his buddy was standing on the wing of the plane, looking around like, damn, all these people look really uncomfortable in these fucking life jackets. Oh, fuck. And he's just standing in the Hudson River, fucking like water on his feet.
What was like the compensation for that?
Dude, I don't know, but like I better get some miles, dude.
Yeah, something. Like, don't give me a coupon for like a Sbarro at the airport or something.
Here's the thing. It better be at least more than like a few grand, because if you are on an overbooked
like
flight.
Six figures of flights, I feel
dude,
like.
give me 5. Bro,
Five
if you give me one round trip flight in like Delta One, we're even. I'm good.
Are you flying again if that happens though?
Dude.
Might be Travis Barker in it, like bussing it.
Dude, I think I'm flying again.
Back. Bring trains back. Make them faster though.
Dude, Japan has it figured out. They're like, yeah, we'll put you on a train. You'll go 200 miles an hour in one direction. Like, you don't have to worry about coming off the ground. None of that shit. But dude, I think if you gave me like a round trip flight on Delta One, after that, I'd go, all right, we'll call it even.
We're even.
We're even. Like, you almost killed me.
Yeah.
I got, 1 week of.
Which body of water did you land in?
I think it was the East River, the Hudson River. It was one of the rivers like on one side of New York.
Okay. At least you made it to New York.
Well, they were in New York. Took off in New York, hit a bird, turned around, like landed in the water.
Oh, that sucks. And then I thought that was the end like goal.
No, it was like started in New York. We're trying to go somewhere, bird, right back around. And then the FAA was like trying to take his fucking license, like to fly. And he was like, hey, one of us was in the cockpit.
Because Denzel was high the whole time while flying it.
Exactly.
That was his fault.
Ruining it for everyone. But dude, also, if you've got to deal with the people that are on an airplane, wouldn't you want to be high?
No.
Dude.
I don't like being like I don't drink at work. I can't be like.
If I had to work gate at like the gate at Delta.
They're so mean.
Bro, I would never be sober.
I don't know why they're so mean.
I saw this tweet one time and it was like, remember, next time you get pissed off at the attendant, scream at them, because they'll take you to like the secret fleet of planes that they have for people that are extra angry. These people just sitting there like, sir, like, I didn't make the pilot show up to work.
Oh, the flight attendant people I'm fine with. I think you meant like TSA.
Oh no, fuck
like,
TSA.
So
no, they're not nice people.
They just need to like, I understand that they have to say the same thing all day, but you have to realize your rules aren't the same in every airport.
Dude, they're not even in the same terminal. Like, oh, if you're in the pre-check line, you get this set of rules, but you're in this line, you get a different one.
Yeah, you're like shoes on, shoes off, socks on, no sandals, laptop in bag, out bag, on your back.
Okay, the laptop in and out is like fucked up because like half the time it changes, and then you have your laptop in the bag, and they're like, "Are you trying to blow up the plane?" And you're like, "No, I'm trying to go to North Dakota." Like,
also, I don't know what the myth is with airplane mode because I've never put my phone in airplane mode.
Not
one time.
You ever trying to make calls?
No, but I'm just saying I've never put in airplane mode, and they act like it's going to destroy the plane.
Well, there's a bunch of motherfuckers on 9/11 that didn't have their phones in airplane mode. They were making phone calls up there.
See?
So.
And look at them.
Well.
One less tower now. Never forget.
Jesus Christ. I cannot wait until I'm like at work and then someone's gonna be like, oh, dude, sometimes people will say this shit. They'll be like, oh, I saw some of your videos, and I'm like, uh-oh, like which ones? Like, did you see some of the ones that were about real estate, or did you see some of the like, are you a cyclist and you just watch a video where I'm like, you shouldn't have civil rights?
Yeah.
Because if it's weird. That one, that's not good.
It's strange because like I'm on like dating sites now and stuff.
Yeah.
And so now I'm dating, and also I hear the same joke every time. Every girl says the same joke. Red flag, you have a podcast. Like, I hear that every single time. And I'm just like, someone's got to be original with this. Like, shit on me in an original way, please.
Get something creative.
But I don't enjoy when they'll check out my podcast
Yeah.
before like talking to me, I guess.
Dude, I feel like that's a good screening method though.
No,
it's like,
because that's not me.
well,
Ugh.
yeah. But also it's like if they have a sense of humor. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly. Like I've watched like a handful of y'all's episodes. Like I'm not like a devout like follower by any stretch. It's like you can kind of get a vibe. It's like, okay, he's fucking around. Like whatever.
I hope, but some people, they don't. And they'll just be
But that girl sucks.
Yeah.
Like if she can't get that, like that girl sucks.
Yeah.
And she's not going to be a fun.
She probably has a great ass though.
Probably, but also she's going to make you want to kill yourself.
Yeah. That's most women. So it's fine. That's my bar.
The bar is making me not suicidal.
Yeah. No, it's the opposite. It's if I'm suicidal.
Oh,
yeah. Sean Kingston had it right. But
that's got to be a weird one because like you've got like a legit like internet fucking clout.
Yeah, I hate when they like one girl said, "Oh, I've never matched with a celebrity before." I was like, "That's gross. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
That's disgusting." I was like, not even close. I was like, I couldn't even think of like. I would be like Z, the beyond Z list. Like we'd move into like Greek alphabet of like celebrity right now.
I'm
before
gamma
like,
tier celebrity.
Like, because they're like, oh yeah, followings are gross right now. And then I get judged based on it a lot. But
I can imagine. I've gotten like a few comments here. I've had some people see my Instagram and they're immediately like, they'll like follow my Instagram. Bro, I had one girl fucking block me on everything. She saw my Instagram. I was like, oops.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, like let me follow you. I was like, no, like it's really like, well, wait, like whatever. And then
and you can't be private.
Yeah.
You know, because then none of your videos are gonna ever.
Exactly. So it's just out there.
Yeah.
That I'm trying to think. You ever have anyone trying to like hold shit that you've said on a podcast like over your head?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it sucks because I'm gonna be honest, when I leave this microphone, I don't remember what I said.
Yeah.
Like
just riffing.
I forget about the cameras, I forget about everything, and I just am talking shit. And then also sometimes like I know a lot of times where my co-hosts lean on certain certain topics.
Yeah.
And so I'll know like, all right, if they're all going to feel this way, I'm just going to feel the opposite.
Just for
regardless of whether that's what I agree with or not.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Because like if 5 people just agree on one thing, it's the quickest topic ever. And it's just like, all right, cool. We all agree. Like
it's just not funny.
No,
like it's just more fun to be like talking shit.
Yeah. I'm always like, well, how can I turn this up? How can I twist this in
make
a
it
way
more
that's
fun?
Like either going to piss them off or just have an argument made. Like that's the goal. But a lot of people don't see that and they'll be like, no, this is you. This is
everything you stand for. This is your most deeply held belief.
Yeah.
And dude, I just don't understand. Like motherfuckers out there like angry, like eager to be angry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey man, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Like it'll be all right. You don't got to be fucking pissed off about everything.
Because I slightly get that. Because I like being cranky about everything.
You like being cranky?
Like being cranky.
How old are you?
Don't like being angry.
How old are you?
I'll be 30 in June.
Dude, see, that's the thing. It's like,
but I've always been like, I've always just found like being slightly cranky just funny. And so,
dude, it is because it's like you just get to talk shit. It's just being a little cranky is just an excuse to talk more shit and be like, well, you know
just
what really
small things.
You know what pisses me off about bicyclists?
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off about whatever. And it's like,
that's what it is.
It's funny.
Yeah. And so I like being like, I don't like being angry. I don't like being like, oh, your opinions are stupid. No. I also don't enjoy, like I enjoy talking shit, but only about things that aren't like serious. You know, like I'm never going to talk shit about someone's like looks or like physique and stuff like that. And like, but if they make dumb decisions, oh, that's fine. Love making fun of dumb decisions.
I would agree with you until sometimes when I go on my TikTok comments, and the way I view it is like, if you come into my comments, that's an open invitation.
See, I get so much.
You get more than me.
Yeah.
I only do it on the ones that like really, really blow up.
Sometimes they inspire me, you know?
Mine just inspire me to be hateful. Like, dude, again, when I was in fucking Florida with my dad for Christmas, I was sitting there and I was a little drunk and I was like, oh, this dude wants to talk shit. Now it's war.
Yeah.
Like now we're going to battle because like you came into the arena and now you've entered, because if you're staying out of it, you're making neutral comments. That's good. He came into it and I think I started sending him like Ozempic recommendations or something like that along those lines. It was not my finest moment. And that I started telling one guy he needed to go on steroids because he was bald.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't steroids make you more bald?
He's already bald. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You already don't have hair. Just get jacked.
Okay.
Be the Rock.
Yeah. I'm praying I don't go bald because I can't grow facial hair.
Dude, I feel like that's like a prerequisite if you go bald though. I feel like you always most of the time when people go bald, I feel like you see they have facial hair.
Yeah, because it's a testosterone thing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like if you have a ton of testosterone, you usually go bald, and then you grow facial hair because of that also.
Or take steroids.
Yeah, you just need DHT also because that's what it'll block it'll offset it.
I saw some dude on fucking X like rant, dude. No one calls it X. Why?
Twitter. Yeah.
No one's calling it X for the next decade. It's fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
I saw some dude fucking talking about like taking DHT or some shit. I was like, doesn't that make you bald?
No, I think it's the opposite. I mean, I don't know. Do not take my
this is medical advice
seriously at all. I think
Brandon is giving medical advice right now
because I don't take anything. So I would like a beard. That'd be something I like in my life. I gave up on that now. Now I'm hitting 30. And so
I don't know, dude. I get this shit. Mine's like not like, dude, I get jealous of like Middle Eastern dudes. You see like a thick, full ass beard.
Yeah.
I got a buddy of mine that's Indian, Deepak, got a fucking fat beard. I'm like, I'm jealous.
I get jealous of trans women.
Trans women?
Yeah.
Because
when they get like beards and stuff.
Dude, that's gonna be a slap in the face. You're sitting there and you're like,
hate it so much. That's the only reason I don't want to give them rights is just because I'm very jealous of the beard. Like that visibility day pissed me off.
You're like, a lot of people were mad about it because it was Easter. I was mad because
I do respect them though because they're choosing the harder path.
Bro, you got to have some fucking. I would say balls, but that's probably depending on the way. But
to be a man, it's like it's the harder path, and so to be born a woman and then be like, no, I want to be a dude.
I'm opting for hard mode.
Yeah, because also then they're like, you're usually like 5'4", so they're also choosing short dude life too, which is even harder.
That's a man. That is a man of conviction.
Yeah. So congrats to them. Because there's no upsides to being a woman that wants to be a dude. Nothing. Not a single upside I could think of.
See, this goes back to the 1960s.
Yeah,
in the 60s, I get the angle. I was like, dude, I'm kind of tired of getting wailed on. What if I switched and I started being the fucking hammer for once?
I became a 5'4" man.
Dude, but back then, I feel like you probably didn't have as much like short king slander in the 60s.
Nah.
I feel like people were just shorter back then. Like you never look at someone back in like the 60s and they're like 6'5".
Yeah. They ate a lot of Jello back then. That's what it was.
They ate Jello?
They had a lot of gelatin. They had cakes with like fruit in it and shit.
Yeah, they were just all malnourished.
Yeah.
People were malnourished until like the 80s and then the 90s happened and then everyone just got obese. There was like a brief like 10 to 15 year period in this country where people were like properly nourished.
Yeah.
And then it just switched and now it's like obese kid everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're like,
well, the 90s is because they just decided like Pop-Tarts was breakfast. Donuts became breakfast. Like,
bro, that growing up, my breakfast was like powdered donuts.
Yeah.
I like look at my mom now and I'm like, hey mom, bro, this is the beauty of my mom. I love you, mom. Yeah. My mom wouldn't give me this would not give me like the vaccines on schedule.
Yeah.
Cause she was like, no, we're not.
Bad for you.
Bad. Like, we're not sure. Which like, hey, it worked out, you know?
Sure.
No
measles.
Dude, I didn't get autism too bad.
I
got
just the right amount.
Dude, I got a touch.
Yeah.
But also was like, yeah, that absolutely not. Breakfast, processed powdered sugar donuts. That's breakfast.
Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like
my mom wouldn't give me cereal. Like I never ate cereal to this day. I don't eat cereal. It was straight up fucking Little Debbie's powdered donuts. It was like every day. It was like 3 of them.
Okay.
That's like what I ran on. I don't understand this. Did it work?
Were you poor?
No.
Okay. That's even weirder.
No.
I would get it if they're like, hey, these are like 75 cents.
Dude, we were just like a fucking normal ass, like middle class family. Like did fine.
Okay.
And she was like, donuts.
Trying to think. Soda was my shit.
Yeah.
As a kid.
What soda?
Fucking Code Red. Like a fucking crack.
Jesus Christ.
And I had a mini fridge in my room too.
Potent shit. Yeah.
And just filled it with Mountain Dew Code Red.
Dude, the beautiful part about that is you probably can't have kids now.
I would like kids. I hope not. But
well,
I've never had a pregnancy scare, so I don't know if
never.
But I've been condoms since day one. Yeah, I
makes one of us.
Still to this day.
Yeah.
Even my entire like 6-year relationship, I was in condoms the entire time. Like
that's sociopathic behavior.
My parents terrified me of like.
You grow up religious?
No, but I just never wanted to be like. It's not even the kid that I was worried about. It's just I didn't want to be stuck with a girl that I hate.
That's fair.
That's like.
You get into it and you're like a year in and you're like, damn, we're going to have a child and I don't like you that much.
Because I could make the kid will be cool. You know, I'll make a cool kid.
Yeah.
The baby mom though.
That's a problem, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like a weird thing. You get the wrong baby. Here's the thing. She can undo all the cool shit. She can make that kid fucking like hate you.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's a dangerous game to play.
Make him a thought daughter or something.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. You were in Asia though. Like that's like a very popular route these days. Like if you want to have kids, like go over, get you like a nice like Vietnamese
I was never
woman.
attracted to Asian women.
Really?
Yeah. I only had like 2 my entire time there.
Huh.
But I also lived in like the sticks of Japan. Like I wasn't in like the cool city.
That's like a fucking colonizer's dream, dude.
Yeah. No, the Navy guys that had never like gotten women before loved it.
Really?
They loved it.
Rural Japanese women that speak 0 words of English are like, oh, American, and they're like about
they think
it.
They're attractive, I guess, for some reason, or they just don't care. I don't know. I didn't.
Dude, it's probably like the exotic factor. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, he's so different.
Because I remember in Australia, like the women loved our accents. Like,
and you're sitting there like, well, we like your accents.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just they just like different. People just like different.
Anything different.
Yeah. Because if you see the same looking person, you're especially in Asia, you know, like they're looking very similar.
That's gotta be a fun date. You're both just sitting there on Google Translate, like typing sentences out, like showing it back and forth, and then you're like, all right, are we gonna go hook up now? Okay.
On WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because like iMessage is like
they don't use it. I don't understand why.
No one in Europe uses iMessage.
I don't understand why.
No one in Europe. No one in Latin America. I didn't know. No one. I've never been to Asia, so I don't know anything about that.
I hooked up with a girl from Peru. She lives here. She lives here now, but she's like, yeah, what's your WhatsApp? I was like, I'm never checking WhatsApp. Like that's never gonna happen. I'm gonna be looking at it. I was like, you have iMessage. Why don't you use it? Like we don't use it. I was like, that doesn't make sense though. It's already on the phone.
It's the native.
It's there.
It's native.
It does everything the WhatsApp does.
You can't play fucking iMessage games on WhatsApp. No, like you're sending stickers.
Yeah, it looks ugly. Like
the one thing WhatsApp has is the stickers, dude. But you can do that on a fucking. Yeah, you can on iMessage now.
Yeah.
I was like
making a sticker of my dick and put it anywhere on the message.
That's a good way to send an unsolicited dick pic. That's a powerful.
That's a power move. That's what I do.
That's a statement making move. That's how you wind up on the fucking internet and just getting absolutely roasted. Yeah. Hey, all press is good press. You want to grow the podcast, dude? Donald Trump gave you the playbook, dude. Sexual assault,
grabbing pussy,
dude, grabbing it unapologetically, and then use that to grow the brand.
Yeah, it is weird because if you start very negative instantly, it works well.
If you start very negative instantly.
Yeah. Just negative. Like, you know, you hate it on cyclists. Very negative.
Oh, yeah.
Runs it up.
You can. Yeah. That's the thing that sucks about it. It's like, I was literally talking with the guys and I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to double down on the cyclist thing. Just like make that like a core tenet of my content is just shitting on cyclists. It's hilarious. One of my mom's best friends is a cyclist. And my mom called me and she was like, Penny doesn't really like your videos about cyclists. I was like, tell her to stop watching because it's not going away.
We had one joke. It was about like kids with cancer.
Yeah.
And every like cancer mom stitched our shit on for like weeks. And I was just like, and it's like, I get they're passionate about this. I get it. I'm not passionate enough to argue with it. Like, and so
you've got to feel some type of way to be like going back and forth with people on the internet. Like, no, here's the thing. It's like, I made it because I thought it was funny and I was talking shit. And now you're like making a societal issue about it. And it's like, okay.
Like, I get it's close to your home. I'm sorry for that, but I have to get these jokes off.
Y'all shit was like literally the most disrespectful things you can imagine. I love it. Dude, I don't understand. I've never had a fucking kid with cancer or any of that shit.
Yeah.
Obviously. Or a kid, thankfully. Yeah. But to sit there and like go after it, it's like, you can sit there and be like pissed off about it, but it's like, I'm going to fucking stick it to this 20.
It's never the kid with cancer either.
It's always the parent. It's always someone else.
Near, yeah.
I saw some comic talking about that with like military jokes.
Yeah.
He was like, we always like make jokes like shitting on the military.
Yeah.
And he was like, the only people that were in the military that were ever offended by it were the accountants in the military. Or someone like, it was in the band. It was like all the people that were like getting blown up with RPGs were like cracking up at it.
Yeah. Because like we hated our lives. So we had to like make jokes and
had to find fucked up.
Yeah.
Dude, you should do fucking stand up.
I've been told this and I want to. I'm
gonna fucking twist your arm.
My like, and it's luckily because like, my cadence in general is just slower and I like to kind of build tension. So like filling time is not going to be the issue for me because a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be hard to like write your 5 minutes and stuff like that. That's not going to be an issue. It's just, I also need to find like, I don't know, like I've lived my whole life. Like I was adopted into a black family.
Okay.
So I've lived my whole life around like black people and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily think my audience would be black.
Okay.
I don't know if my jokes would go well in that. And it's hard with Atlanta because that's just kind of all that's around.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
I know Mike. I think Mike said that like when he does them at Laughing Skull and there's one other he does it. It's like a pretty mixed room.
Okay.
It's not like
That's
heavy one way or the other.
Because I'm not like Gary Owen.
Okay.
Like I just that's not me. It's not gonna like.
I've gone to Laughing Skull a couple times and it's
gone
like
once.
It's always been like a really mixed room, dude. If anything, a lot of the time at Laughing Skull, it's been more white than black.
Okay.
At least when I've gone, but again, I don't know if that's just like a day thing.
I love Black, but I just don't know if they're gonna be my supporters. You know.
I don't know. I mean, if you have shit that like hits for their sense of humor,
I guess because I don't know if that's like my shit's kind of dark.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
It's very technologically based right now. All my jokes.
All around AI.
Yeah, one of them around AI.
Dude, you've got jokes written.
Yeah, I have an entire like set pretty much in my head.
And you've never even been on a stage.
Never been.
Dude,
on a
fucking
stage.
do it.
I want to, but like one of them I have is about AI and child porn.
Nice.
Because I was like,
I don't know if that would land.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if that one would land. They'd be like, yo, what the fuck?
Because it's easy to say you're against it, right? But for every AI video we make, it's taking a job away from a child actor. And you want that. So if you don't support it, you're supporting the actual kid getting fucked. And that's not cool. You're on the bad side of this. Because I think the porn's going to happen regardless.
What the fuck?
You know? Videos
Dude, no, that ain't going to land in the room. That's what I'm saying. In the wrong room. That's not landing. Saying. Dude, you got to go to you got to have the right contingent.
I got to go to a USO tour. That's what I have to do. I have to go to fucking Afghanistan. And fucking
they're sitting there and they're like, well, in comparison to the shit we're going through.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you can go to fucking Des Moines, Iowa. I bet that goes well.
Yeah.
Or actually, they've got enough like Jesus is going to burn you.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you just go test it. I think you go get on stage and that's your opener. Just cold, nothing. Start they have right no idea who you are and you jump right into the fire. And it's like you see if these people are about it or not. Mm-hmm. And then if it flops, then you just start going at them. Be like, so you're pro child porn?
That's what.
Why are you pro child porn?
Why do you want real kids getting fucked?
That's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
Start asking them for where they work. Yeah. Be like, where do you work at? I'm going to go tell your boss that you like that.
That you like kids getting fucked.
Go after them. Ruin their day. Yeah. They think they're going to come after you? Fuck you, dude.
Because that joke alone would be like 2 minutes right out of there.
Dude, yeah.
Depending on that one goes. It depends on.
I don't even know how long the open mic sets are.
Usually 5. Usually 5 minutes is what you want to do.
Dude, I went through a phase where I thought I wanted to do comedy. But also I was like, I'm not that funny.
Yeah. I don't know. Because it's like, I don't think at the end of the day, I'm not like, I'm like the funniest fucking person live. But I also just was raised on stand-up comedy. Like,
really?
Yeah. Most of my personality is just based off of hip-hop music and stand-up comedy.
What comics?
I loved Dane Cook was in his run when I was a kid.
Okay.
But I also just watched anyone.
Okay.
Like they had the Comedy Central Presents going on.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, and I would watch just everyone. I mean, Dane Cook was having his run at the time. I liked Chris Rock. He was, doing it. I was watching even the older stuff. I was watching Eddie Murphy Raw and stuff as a kid.
Okay.
So that style of now I really like, Dave Chappelle. I like a lot.
Yeah.
Jared Carmichael actually had a really good one. Number 8.
Jared
Carmichael.
I don't even know who that is.
He's just been on a run. He came out of the closet like 6 different times now.
Okay.
So now all his content is just that.
Nice.
So before that, he had a really good stand-up that I enjoyed. And it was kind of my style, very kind of slow, tension building.
Okay.
Very relatable. Jesus, that was terrible. Relatable things.
You said you were adopted into a black family.
Yeah.
How old?
Like 12. And so.
What the fuck?
So now I'm just this white kid.
In an all-black family. Yeah. How the fuck is that?
It's like, fine now.
It was
weird growing up because my little sisters, they're both black girls, and picking them up from school was always a pain in the ass because they were just like
you're a trafficker.
Yeah, exactly. Because I would have all the paperwork and I would bring it with me. I would be like, I'm on the list. I can pick up Janina from school, blah blah blah. And they're just like they would look at her like who is this man? Like, are you safe right now? And
blank twice.
Yeah. Then other than that, it was fine. I think I made it myself a little more well-rounded.
Yeah.
That way. I have a harder time connecting with white people, I think.
Okay.
A lot of times.
You go to like an all-black high school? Or
no, I actually went to so high school was rough because it was it was 50-50. It was either the most redneck white people or black people. And so I was kind of in the middle of like, I just didn't like fit in well at all because I didn't wear camo and wasn't dipping.
Yeah.
And my truck wasn't like super lifted and stuff like
Didn't
that.
have an 18-inch lift on a 1987 pickup truck.
So I was not accepted into the white community.
Yeah.
They just called me gay because I didn't wear
Naturally.
camo.
You weren't wearing Carhartt. You must like
they were
dick.
like, yeah, that's their only
The only conclusion.
logical conclusion.
You don't dress like me, therefore you're gay.
The girls at the time liked me just because I was not like every dude just wearing Abercrombie shirts with their tucked in cowboy boots.
Yeah.
So then that made them even more mad.
So that makes you more gay
I was
because
even
you have
more
girls.
gay now because of that. And so a lot of, and they like to jump people a lot.
The rednecks?
Yeah. That's their shit.
I figured.
And so
I've never pictured rednecks as like the jumping type.
yeah, they liked it.
You getting jumped by rednecks?
Yeah.
That are fucking like spit and dip on you and shit while they're like trying to attack you?
Yeah. So that was,
Dude, this is the case for a gun. Be like, I fear for my life. Now I'm going to use your Second Amendment against you. Bang, bang, bang,
15,
bang.
I don't think it's as much because like being a white school shooter, that's not, you don't want to be a cliche. Like,
It's not a school shooter if it's in self-defense. Your Honor, they attacked me.
I guess, but then it comes to that rule, like when does self-defense stop, you know?
After the first 7.
Yeah.
After the first 7 drop. But also, if you're number 8 in line and you watch 7 of your buddies get cut down, skill issue.
Yeah.
Be smarter. Like, you're just an idiot. Then you really are a redneck. It's like you see 7 of your buddies get killed and you're like, no, I'll be the one to stop him.
Yeah.
You had it coming. That's
I don't know if I was
Darwinism.
likable enough, you know? Couldn't be like a Zimmerman or a Kyle, whatever his name is.
Oh, the dude in
Milwaukee or whatever.
Milwaukee. Yeah, it was fucking like, bro, I saw some picture and it was like him with some girl and this dude was sitting there like going after. She's like, do you think she understands like what he did or whatever? And I was like, I guarantee for that girl, she's probably like, I'm into it.
I wish I could be a fake Republican.
A fake Republican?
Yeah, like a diehard, like,
Dude,
I feel like there's so much money in it.
dude, I feel like half the people that are the most outspoken Republicans are just like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Probably.
They're just sitting there like pandering.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you in fucking Shreveport, Louisiana, what you need to understand is that if you don't give money to me, the fucking, what do they call it? The libtards
Yeah.
are going to fucking.
It's so easy to rile them up too.
It's hilarious.
Like,
The thing that's so funny to me is they will sit there and like rag and rag and rag and rag. Like, oh, fucking libtards are so easily offended. All this shit. And then you sit there and you're like, yeah, Trump sucks. And they're like, ah! And then it's like they fucking explode.
I hate the Trump supporters so much.
Dude, it's funny.
Because like, I don't like, it's not even that I hate Trump supporters. I hate anyone that feels passionate enough to like put a flag up.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
Like,
If you're flying a flag, fuck you.
There's never been a president I like enough
Yeah.
to like put bumper stickers on, wear shirts, hats, flags. Never. So if you are that person, I just can't stand you.
Dude, I went to a Trump rally when he was running. It was hilarious.
How are the women there?
Hot.
Okay.
Hot.
Yeah. Yeah, because Biden has like the blue hair one.
I was about to say, here's the thing, man. It depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
If you want a blonde girl that like is just going to scream like down with the libtard and like there's not a lot going on. Like you can see the monkey with the symbols in her head.
Yeah. But
you don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you can.
Yeah, because if you want a blue hair fat girl with armpit hair, go to a Biden rally.
Or East Atlanta Village.
Never been, so.
Dude, good coffee.
Okay.
If you
not a coffee guy, but
you don't drink coffee?
Not at all.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm an addict, so.
I am too. It's just Monster and Rockstar.
Monster and Rockstar,
yeah.
A-okay.
Yeah.
Cup of coffee,
Can't do
that's
it.
where you
I
draw
don't
the
like
line.
warm beverages.
Dude, this shit's cold.
Yeah.
Iced coffee.
That's not coffee though, is it?
No, this is yerba mate.
Yeah.
But I drank iced coffee this morning.
Yeah, but then it's just not my thing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, dude, if you want.
Cum to taste like battery acid. That's my whole goal here.
It's the difference between the two. No, here's the thing. If you want good coffee and you walk in and it's like a normal looking white chick, wrong spot. You got to leave. You want to go in and you want to see 17 piercings, 2 bull rings, and like you want to see the fucking tattoos from her fingers all the way up. And you're like, I'm in the right place. Yeah. This is going to be a good cup of coffee.
What if you go to Black Rifle Coffee?
No, you can't do that.
They have one out here in Georgia.
You want straight white dudes making your coffee? Get the fuck out of here. No. It's going to be trash.
That's true.
Because they're going to do the most fucking American thing ever, and they're going to try and give you a heart attack with the coffee. They don't want it to be enjoyable. The fucking company's called Black Rifle.
Yeah.
Black Rifle coffee. That shit's going to have like 500 milligrams of caffeine. You're going to have one cup of it and you're going to drop dead from a heart attack. Because they're going to do it the American way and they're going to fucking source it from like the cheapest fucking spot in Central America they can. It's going to be like an 8-year-old that's fucking picking do you pick coffee? I don't know what the fuck, how you get the coffee beans. Some 8-year-old's going to be getting the coffee beans. It's going to be fucked up from the start and you're going to die from it. And they're the whole time they're going to be like, yeah, but we support the troops.
America.
We support the troops. Trademark.
I used to work at a Republican energy drink company out here.
Okay.
Called Killcliff.
Yeah. That's okay. You were working there when I met you, I think.
Okay.
We had like a Zoom call when we were talking about that shit.
I used to work at Killcliff.
Yeah.
So they were funny because like they have like Joe Rogan flavors and all that. And stuff like that. And it was very just like military and like stuff like that. And then I worked at a deodorant company that was all military based. It was Bravo Sierra was the name of it. And so,
everything's got to be political. You can't be a neutral deodorant company and be like, we want everyone to not fucking smell, which is a problem in and of itself.
And it's funny because all these companies would hire me because they want to break away from their like usual demographic.
Yeah.
Like I got hired at Bravo Sierra as like, they were like, all right, you're military, but like I'm also pretty centrist. Like I don't like really go either way. So they liked that. And they were like, we want to like branch out more into like America's care brand, not so much the military's.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. They did not allow me to do anything. And I would try to like even lean into their like world and they still weren't like, because I listen to like right-wing podcasts and stuff because I enjoy just both points of views. And I'll be honest, the right-wing podcasters, they're just better than the...
What podcasts?
Like I like the Dear America one and stuff like that with like Graham Allen and stuff like that. He says a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
And but he's a better speaker. There's no like left wing podcast that I can listen to that like, and so I'll just like listen to the stupid opinions of very alt-right people.
That's comedy in and of itself though.
Yeah.
Sitting there and listening to people that
just
are
perspective.
I always wonder what the fuck has to happen in your life to where you're like, you know what? I think the best fucking idea for this place is we're going to fucking kill everyone that doesn't look like me. Yeah. It's like, hey man, I don't know how to break this to you. That's not going to go well. And you start doing that shit. There was a dude in fucking Germany that tried that shit. And look how history looks at him. I don't know. I've never gone down any of the political podcast shit. That I just don't have the patience for it.
I want to have a conversation with like a white supremacist at some point.
Okay.
Because I want to know the thought process so bad. Because at no point do I think any of the races are like one's better than the other.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, I don't think white's my choice.
What's your choice?
I don't know, but I'm like, we're not the tallest, not the strongest, not the fastest.
No.
We get sunburnt pretty easily. Like, there's just so many things that are kind of against us that it's hard for me to be like, we're number one.
Yeah, we've got this one going.
Like,
yeah, it was it was like some Shane Gillis bit. Or no, it was one of Shane Gillis's like sketch comedy things. Have you ever watched those?
No.
He's got one about
he's great.
He's got a one where it's like he's a high school football coach like during integration. And he's like sitting there. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. And like by the end of it, he's like fully like decked out.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know how you can sit there and like make that argument. But
I think logically I'd have to say like, because if you believe all life came from Africa, you would have to believe that the widest genetic variations would be from Africa. Like the smallest people in the world, pygmies, come from Africa, and then the tallest people in the world also come from Africa. So I think every variation would all come from that area. And so I think you'd have to figure out from there.
Yeah. Dude, I think I think we're the aliens. I've come around.
Okay.
I started listening to this dude, Zachariah Sitchin.
Okay.
I saw people talking about him on fucking Twitter, and I was like, all right, let's listen to this shit. And his whole theory is basically like we are like aliens and like we don't belong here.
I mean, I could understand that.
I get it.
Because like you are just our self-importance and just no other animal has like
the need to destroy, conquer,
create, conquer, just love, connect. Like there's just none of that. It's just survival is all their brain is set for. And it's weird that we've just been like, we're above that.
Yeah. No, we will not be happy until we have like fucking enslaved really enslaved ourselves with AI.
Yeah.
Just because create. But
you're
I don't know.
Get Neuralink?
Would I get Neuralink?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
No?
Dude, I'm paranoid. I'm not fucking letting anyone put that shit in my
I feel
head.
like you have to.
Dude, you'll eventually have. Dude, I'm gonna be fucking Ted Kaczynski. I'm gonna be in the woods and I'm gonna be out there like these old guys are all they're all fucking wrong. They don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna be hiding in a cabin in the woods, and the fucking ATF is gonna show up. That's what's gonna happen because everyone's gonna be getting Neuralink.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be the last one, like fucking screaming at the sky, like this was all a mistake.
Like if it sways my brain, I don't want that.
Dude, here's the thing. How many fucking hacks have you seen? Like you go online, you look at like data breach.
Yeah.
Bro, you can hack a bank account. You can hack fucking Neuralink.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
But I don't know, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it can sway your brain, is what I'm saying. I think it's like, if it's just like information.
Dude, I guarantee you can sway your brain.
Like if it's like, now I'm moving because of like,
bro, there's going to be some,
then it's weird.
There's going to be some 19-year-old alcoholic Russian hacker that's fucking sitting in Siberia that's bored as fuck. And he's going to hack into your brain and you're going to start doing shit. And the whole time you're going to be like screaming, like, this isn't me. And you're just going to be running around. You're going to be the dude punching people in New York City. Have you seen all those fucking TikToks?
No.
Dude, there's all these girls, this guy or group of guys are running around just fucking sucker punching women in New York City.
You like violence. Your TikTok is a lot of violence.
Yeah, so here's the problem. All the guys that I train with, not all, Dan, Dan, sends me shit and I fucking sit there. Well, that's all on Instagram though. But yeah, I guess my TikTok is a lot of violence.
Mine's a lot of just podcast stand-ups. And
mine's dark. Mine's not good. A lot of violence. Violence, English Bulldogs, jiu-jitsu. Most of it's just like the war in Ukraine, just like live streamed.
And then curly-headed women. That's my algorithm.
There's zero curly-headed women in my algorithm. Mine's, I'm trying to think. I feel like those are the three like key tenets on mine. Yeah, violence not good. It's kind of crazy that you can just watch motherfuckers get blown up by drones and shit, and you're like, that's a brutal way to go.
Yeah. But if I say a joke, my shit gets taken down.
Exactly. But I literally, like 3 days ago, I was like, all right, fuck it. We'll re-download TikTok, see what this is. Yeah. Like 4 into it, it's like knows what I'm looking for. I'm sitting there and I'm like,
here's
oh,
the
damn.
Taliban.
I'm like, damn, this guy's like posted up next to his tank. I wonder what this consists of. And out of the corner of the screen, you just see a drone fly in and then boom. And I'm like, I just watched that man die. Yeah. Next. Oh, damn, that's a cute dog. Like, and that's my brain.
I had a friend who like, he would watch like animals dying videos and stuff.
The fuck?
Yeah, and I was like, I feel like this is watch list things. Like,
yeah, that's like, I don't know. That's not like serial killer shit, but you're serial killer adjacent.
Yeah,
you're definitely serial killer adjacent.
Yeah.
Like you sit there and
it's like, it'd be like a puppy being thrown off a cliff or something.
Yo, what the
like,
fuck?
Yeah, and I was like, jeez.
And he's sitting there, he's like, have you seen this shit? He's like laughing. You're like, okay, not gonna turn my back on you.
You're not gonna be a godfather.
And that guy can just walk in and buy a gun.
Yeah, he was in the military.
Well, you know what? I'd probably prefer that guy do the killing.
I guess. But
you don't want him coming back like that. Then you get PTSD and shit. Like, you know.
I think I want my killers to come back a little sad.
Dude, I don't.
Nah, they need to come back a little sad.
A little sad.
A little sad. Not like too sad, but like.
What's a healthy amount of sad to come back after, ripping apart the Middle East?
I don't know. Because you feel used after the military. You're just like a little pawn.
I've heard that.
Yeah. You feel kind of like a slut to the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Because like wars and all that, it's just like governments against each other, but they use people.
Yeah.
And like, and once you kind of that light goes off, it's just like, huh.
And the people that are making the decisions to go to war, like none of their kids are ever going to the war. It's like, go send all those other people to go fucking. And
then it's usually about money, which is even more gross. So
yeah, it's like, hey, we need all that oil
we need
for
some
us.
Oil money.
We need to launder our money. Yeah. We need whatever. Yeah, you kind of are a little slut to the government, I guess.
Yeah.
My cousin kind of got fucked by my cousin flies for the Air Force, and they sent him to fucking Afghanistan. So he sent like Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, all that shit, just like fucking on a base in Afghanistan, just like ripping white monsters because you're not allowed to drink over there, and just fucking slugging monsters. And they're like, hey,
dry countries suck.
They were like, hey, look, don't worry. Next year you'll get to fucking be at home with your family. And then like I think sometime in the summer hit or some shit, they're like, hey,
actually,
remember how we told you all that shit? You're going to South Korea, and that was like right before COVID.
South Korea's fun though.
Not during COVID. He was like locked up on base. I think
that sucks. Then.
Not allowed to do anything.
I went to LA during COVID. Terrible.
Really?
Terrible.
Dude.
They were like yelling at me to wear a mask outside. I'm like,
fuck you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Skid Row is like right there. People were just like shooting up heroin.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, see, I don't know why. Me and buddy of mine, Ryder, thought it would be a good idea to go through Skid Row at like, I think like 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And so we just fucking get in this car. We're driving through Skid Row at 11 p.m. And I was like, this shit looks like the opening to like some dystopian film. Also, there's like people that are just like on the ground, like just all over the place. And you're like, holy shit. And then we're like, all right, that was enough of that. We're going to go back to our hotel now.
Homeless people scare me.
Forget this ever happened.
Homeless people scare me.
All of them or just the aggressive ones?
Well, I don't know which one's the aggressive ones. So.
You can tell pretty quick which one's the aggressive ones.
Yeah, I don't know. But
the one screaming at the sky, he don't want to be your friend.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all... I'm just afraid of any man that has nothing to lose.
That good fear to have.
Main... Because like worst case scenario, they now have somewhere to sleep tonight. If they go to prison,
yeah.
You know? Like they have nothing to lose.
Worst case scenario for you.
Yeah, I was at Target not too long ago and a homeless man tried to punch me in the face. Like it's just like what am I gonna do at this point? It's just like
the optics of fighting a homeless man are not great.
Not great.
Because here's the thing.
He was tall too. He was like 6'4".
Let's get you a developmental contract.
Yeah.
You don't need to, like, you need to learn how to play basketball. Like, you're tall. Let's put this to use.
One tried to suck my dick one time. That was awkward.
That.
Because I gave him some change.
He's like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Well, like, first he complimented my shorts. They weren't really great shorts. They were just kind of khaki. They weren't nothing special.
Yeah.
He was like, hey man, I really like your shorts. I was like, thanks, dude. Like, he was like, hey, you got any like change or anything? And I was like, not on me, but I was like, but I got some in my car if you want to like, we can grab some. Yeah. So I like opened my thing. And then he just started going through my change thing. And
whoa.
Like, all right. I don't really care at the end of the day.
Like, hey man.
You shouldn't have done that, but like whatever. And then I like sit down and then he just goes like, oh, let me suck your dick. And like, and then I had to like push him off and be like, see, like this is why I don't give change out. Like,
this is why you gotta be mean to everyone.
Yeah. Like I don't even let him talk anymore. Like I have a quick answer that usually has nothing to do with what they're talking about, but I'm in and out. I'll be like, no, dude, I'm good. Like
just to everything. Yeah, anytime they try,
no matter what.
The most uncomfortable shit is when you're sitting there at a stoplight and you're sitting at the stoplight and the stoplight's right here and there's a homeless dude like right here.
I hate when they do things for you.
And he's staring at you and you're just like, please turn green. And he's sitting there staring. He knows you're ignoring him. You know you're ignoring him. And you're like, this is just way too dehumanizing. I don't really like this.
And I hate when they do things for me. Like when they're at like a gas station, they'll like open the door for me or something like that.
Don't.
Hate it.
Don't.
Hate it. Because now you want me to feel guilty.
Now you're doing this and now there's like expected reciprocity. And I'm sitting here like, dude.
Now they all have Cash App and Venmo and all that now too. Like you can't even say like.
Dude, that was the biggest fucking thing ever. It's like, hold on, you can get into a fucking Venmo account? Like, I don't know if I trust you anymore. Like before there was some credibility. It's like, hey man, I don't have any change. But it's like, if I see you again, dude, in Auburn, me and my roommate moved into this place. And while we were moving in, this guy fucking comes up and he just like starts on this whole like sob story about his mom and he just wants to get a bus ticket and all this shit. And we were like, look, man, like, I can't remember what we gave him. We wound up giving him a ride somewhere. Yeah. And we're sitting there and he gets in the car like right behind me. Like I had like a GMC pickup. And so I'm driving and my buddy is sitting in the passenger seat, like looking at me here and the homeless guy here. Cause I'm like, what if this dude just like strangles me while I'm driving? And so we gave him like, I forget, some change, but it was like $20 or something and a ride and like a little, like some food or something, whatever.
Good day for him.
Yeah. We dropped this guy off and the whole time he's like going on, he's like leaving tomorrow. He's going to see his mom, whatever. Dude, fast forward like 3 days. We walk in to this like little corner store right next to us and we turn and this dude's so clearly fucked up and he saw us and his face just got so sad and he just put his head down. Damn. And I was like, damn, man, like he just fucking, his story was fucking convincing. I was like, oh shit. Like,
they all have one. They work on one.
Yeah. Dude, they craft them well. They're always fucking vets too, dude. Yeah. That's the thing I never quite understand. I'm like, y'all got to get a new angle. There's got to be something that's not.
Unfortunately, high risk, high reward thing, it's not that for helping homeless people. Like, best case scenario, you feel a little better about yourself.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you're being strangled in the back of your car by a homeless man.
Yeah. Like, or he's trying to sexually assault you.
Yeah. Or
overtly assault you. Either one.
Or that could be best case scenario if that's.
Depends on how
your
week's been going.
Yeah. From a crusty mouth.
You're going to get more than that. A couple diseases while you're at it. Dude, we were literally talking about this in a barbershop yesterday about because it's called Sanctuary. It's like over kind of like by Dark Horse over that way. And they were like, yeah, there's some like aggro ass homeless people that'll like try and get up in your face. And I was like, the optics of fighting a homeless guy. I'm like, if you win, you beat up a homeless dude.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. And if you lose, you got beat up by a homeless dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't have food. And you got waxed. Like, what are we doing? And also, what if he like stabs you with a needle or some shit? Like, that's not great.
Yeah. Or like sneezes on you.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck you can get from that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not ideal.
Yeah. Homeless AIDS gotta be worse. Gotta be worse than regular AIDS.
I think there's got to be some sort of like mutation to it where it's like, it's got to be worse. You cannot tell me that a motherfucker that has AIDS that's just like going about his life, like taking the fucking, well, the HIV, whatever. Like he's taking the HIV shit to like make sure it doesn't like go to AIDS. So he like whatever. The Magic Johnsons of the world. You cannot tell me his HIV experience in the dude that's fucking curled up in a corner.
Yeah.
Shooting up heroin. No, get fucked. There's no chance.
Do you think now that AIDS is like manageable, they can be funny again?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Cool.
That's
always my go-to virus. It's always AIDS.
You can 100% write stand-up material about AIDS.
That's good.
Because like, dude, it's...
Yeah, everyone's on PrEP or whatever. I see the commercials all the time.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Is that
something all the gay people
talk about
on there?
Is that your feed?
What, PrEP?
Yeah.
It's on TV shows and stuff like that. You don't ever see those commercials?
No.
Oh, they're so gay. It's just a bunch of gay people, and like they're just like they look very happy in the commercials. They're like always getting coffee or like
that's nice,
hanging out at like a locker or something, and then like
instead of
and then,
having Ronald Reagan kill them.
And then they're just like they can have sex and not give AIDS to each other. So
well, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's a nice little bonus for them. Yeah, you can't. No, there's 100%. That's back in the jokes. I feel like comedy is like very much like going back. Like you can just say whatever the fuck. Like they went through that period where it was like, hey, look, you can't say that shit. And then like Shane Gillis went on SNL. It's just like saying.
I think it just depends on how shit. Like. I think you just got to come out wild. That's why we were like when we started, we just started wild. Like because like if that's where we're set, you already know what you're getting when you come here. Like,
you can mellow out from there.
Yeah, you can always mellow out. You can't turn it back up.
You can't start mellow and then be like, now we're making Cancer Kid jokes.
Exactly.
That's
like JoJo Siwa can't start making just Cancer Kid jokes.
Is that what got people the most riled up was the Cancer Kid jokes?
That's the only one that I think they were like.
They had the pitchforks out and shit.
Yeah.
Did y'all have any of the people that you work with like on like the business side of it be like, hey, we can't do this?
Not really. Not anyone that actually like got to the point of like we're doing business with them.
Okay.
I'm sure some people like we just never got to that point because of that stuff. But
fucking who cares?
Yeah.
Have a sense of humor. There's 100% got to be a market for some company to come out and just be like the most disrespectful, like overtly, like we don't give a shit. Like we will say whatever in order to get traffic. Like that's an angle. Dude, if the president can say, fucking Trump can say all the shit he said, bro, a company can get away with some shit. Come on.
I think there needs to be a company that just, goes like off the wall. Because they would make so much money off of like, unfortunately though, the problem is you have to lean right if you're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Because they'll spend the money.
Yeah. Don't
spend money.
You're not getting the left wing people to back you on that.
They don't like, I remember like the company at Goya at one time, like said something pro like Trump or whatever. And they're like, they were selling Goya beans like crazy.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Like the MyPillow guy or stuff like that. Like,
dude, the MyPillow guy's out here like trying to use his fucking pillow money to like change elections and shit. That dude's a wild man. Like, I love that.
Unfortunately, like you really can't be center and wild because you can't appease both sides.
You really got to lean into one.
You have to lean into one. And if you're going to lean into one, if you're trying to make money, you're going to have to lean to the right.
Dude, I'm changing this to a right-wing podcast.
Yeah, I'm sold now.
Dude, we're interviewing... I'm going to interview Richard Spencer.
I don't know who that is.
He's a white supremacist. Okay. It was like, I think he was like coming out saying a whole bunch of like wildly, allegedly, so I don't get fucking sued by white supremacists, was saying a whole bunch of like crazy.
That'd be a wild.
Dude, that'd be kind of funny though, right?
Slander from a.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Fun lawsuit. And then he was saying a whole bunch of shit about like how like we need to return to like traditional values or whatever. And then he was just banging all these other white supremacist dudes.
Okay.
They were all, it was like this white supremacist.
That's the values that he's trying to get back to.
Yeah, traditional American conservative values, gay dudes everywhere that are all masquerading.
Yeah.
In reality, he's not that much different from the 60s dude who's sitting there like taking his family to church and he's like, no, kids, this is what it means to be a good family man, you know, and he was beating his wife the night before and he's leaving tomorrow to go see his second family. That guy and Richard Spencer aren't much different.
Just optics.
Yeah. Dude, I was about to say, you control the messaging, you're good.
Plus, being gay must have been wild back in the 60s too.
Bro, that's...
They had to have like secret signs and stuff. And like
I was going to say, I don't know how
codes
you try and navigate all that shit. You're like sitting there, you're like, yo, if we get caught, they might burn us.
Murder
They
us.
might burn us.
Like, I'm going to die for this blowy.
Fuck.
From a dude.
All that to get
Well, you at that point, you must just find like an ugly chick to blow you, you know?
Close your eyes.
Yeah, find like a masculine chick find like a WNBA player or something.
Find
UFC
Brittany Griner.
fighter. Yeah,
Go
you
to
could find something that's not going to murder you.
Dude, yeah. I don't know. That's got to be a hell of a rush, though. You're sitting there and you're like, all right, this is going to be... I'm risking going to prison.
There used to be porn theaters.
Dude,
It used to be a thing.
Where they would all go in there in like their fucking trench coats and shit.
And whack off in a theater with other people in the theater. Like, you had to be gross back then, you had to be bold.
Dude, all in the 60s. All I'm saying.
Because, like,
return.
I at no point could ever go to like a video store and rent a porn from like a 15-year-old at a cash register.
That's horrifying.
Like, I would have to be at my house, make the decision to drive to
get your keys.
Yeah.
Get in
Nowadays,
your car.
I can't even drive to get food for myself. I make them bring it to me.
Hey, DoorDash, get over here. Yeah.
And you tell me I had to go make the decision to go jerk off to a VHS tape. You know, you're always gonna have to rewind half of it. No one ever made it to the end anyway.
This goes back to your subtitle shit.
Yeah, you gotta rewind to which is funny because then you'll know exactly where they came.
Oh my god!
Based on where the VHS tape was set at.
What the fuck?
Like, oh, he made it 13 minutes into this movie. Cool.
Oh my god. Oh, well, back to the start. Dude, there's one of them that I used to drive by all the time going to Alon's.
Like a porn theater?
Dude,
Okay.
it was on porn theater. It was like something like Good Times Emporium or some shit. That's
sex shops.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a part of Georgia where you go and there's nothing but sex shops and fireworks.
Where is it?
Like,
right on the line.
Right when Florida, Georgia.
Yeah.
That line, and it's just nothing but highway and it's nothing but sex shops,
Truck
fireworks,
stops.
and gas stations. Yeah.
Dude, this was like literally right over off of Cheshire Bridge. Like right over by Cheshire Bridge, like on the way to Alon's from Buckhead.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I would drive by. It'd be like 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, I'll go work from Alon's. Like driving over there. There's like 9 cars in the parking lot. I'm like, what are you fucking degenerates doing? It is 9 a.m., 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. Find God.
And nowadays, like, so much porn in your pocket.
Hey, bro,
like,
if you're bro, go talk to a girl on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Go move to Thailand or something. Like,
dude, here's the thing. If you go that route, it's got to be pretty easy for you because you're competing against British people.
Yeah.
Dude.
And old Russians.
Only an old Russian's not going to be alive long because that dude's dying from fucking heart failure from his vodka. Soon, dude. Soon.
Vodka and bratwurst. Terrible diets.
Only thing worse is British.
Well, yeah, they eat beans for breakfast.
Beans on toast. Yeah. That's like a delicacy.
That's just disgusting. It's not even a health problem. It's just gross.
It's horrific.
Oh.
That and the whole time they just have their like little inbred family that's like over the whole country, just richer than shit.
Just fucking corgis.
Yeah, but they don't get to act like they're rich because like, oh no, we're like the common folk. We don't drive flashy cars. We don't do any of that. But we are the royals. It's like, yeah, and now you're all getting cancer.
And there's no British flashy cars.
Aston Martin.
I don't know shit about cars.
Yeah, Aston Martin. Dude, that's my dream car. Fucking Aston Martin.
Rick Ross's song.
DB11. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they make Range Rovers, but also Range Rovers break down all the time. So like British engineering at its finest. Dude, yeah, you go over to Thailand, you're competing against like massively, like disgustingly obese Russians that all just have like gold chains in their guts, like hanging all the way over. Bald. And a British dude that's built like, you know much about boxing? You know who Butterbean is?
No.
Tiny little like dude that was just literally like built
Sugar Sean?
Much fatter.
Okay.
Built like a bowling ball.
Okay.
Like the Michelin Man.
Okay.
Yeah. That's your competition. Like, dude, you could fucking clean up, I bet, with Thai chicks if you went over there. You're like a halfway, like normal looking dude. Yeah. Easy. That's going to be the way.
Went back to my hotel one time with these 2 hookers from Thailand. And they were annoying.
I thought you were going to say like one of them whipped out something that was bigger than you.
Nah,
like, oh, fuck.
Because I was with my friend. He wanted some hookers. So I was like, all right, whatever. And we're at the Hard Rock Hotel. And I ordered room service. And I was like, hey, girl, would you like some room service. Like,
Yeah.
She was like, yeah. So I got like a burger and some fries, and she was like, oh, I don't eat. Like, I don't want to eat this.
Okay.
And I was like, girl, you just sucked dick for like 5 baht. Like, and now you're too good for like a burger and some fries. Fuck you.
Never mind, I'll eat that too.
Yeah, we heated it up the next day. Like,
Dude, I got a buddy of mine that's in Thailand. He like lives over there. He loves that shit. He's a wild boy.
Yeah,
but
it's a weird culture.
Shit. Yeah,
yeah, because like hookers there are like women that are like servers here. Like it's just a job women do when they're young. Like it's not looked at like, oh, you're just a disgusting, deprived person. It's just like oh yeah, she's young and beautiful. That she's a hooker right now.
Holy shit.
It's just culturally just so accepted there that it's like,
what the fuck happens in the culture where that's just like a thing where you're like, oh yeah, they just do that when they're
strange culture because they were really early on like transgender stuff too.
I was about to say like that's like been a thing for a while.
I think sex was just very open in that culture.
Thailand was never colonized.
No. See, that's why you need white people to rein in
to fucking check that shit.
Yeah, because you could walk. They have posters and stuff. They're trying to get you to go to like horse shows and stuff in Thailand. Like you're just
that's like the red light district.
Yeah, like they're just deprived.
Dude, we were walking. Me and 2 guys that I was with. We were like in Amsterdam. We were like, fuck it, let's bite the bullet. Go see what the fuck the red light district's about, bro. We turned this street and this fucking caller for one of those like perv shows like walked out and my ear was like big cock, like screaming, and I was like, all right, not a fan. Like, no, it's how much to get in? $2. I'm like, I bet that's the closest you can get to a fucking those theaters you were talking about. Mm-hmm. I bet you go into that fucking room. That's a grimy fucking room.
Yeah, I never went to the horse show. I went to the pussy show.
Oh, Jesus.
That's wild. Also, grimy room. But it's women that have aged out of being hookers.
Oh, no.
And so now they're older, and now they just do tricks with their vagina. Like, they'll throw like a balloon up and shoot a dart out of it. Pop it. God. It's impressive. It's not hot at all. Like, there is no level of like turn on at all. But it is impressive what they are doing here.
God.
They're blowing candles out with it. They're drawing with it. Shooting like pickles into a cup like from across the room. Like they're like Steph Curry with the twat. It's an impressive world.
What the fuck?
Yeah. America needs to step up their game. That needs to be an Olympic sport, honestly.
The Thais need some good Olympic sports. We gotta throw them a bone. IOC.
I don't even know if they have do they have an Olympic team? Never.
Probably not. The only thing good Thais are good at is fucking boxing.
Yeah.
Thai boxing.
And they make. And pad Thai.
Pad Thai, yeah. Excellent. Muay Thai, excellent. Oh shit. Yo, it's been forever.
Okay. We can close out.
And
wrap it up.
And fucking degeneracy.
Yep.
I don't ever think I said anything at the beginning about you or anything. Mm-hmm. DJ9.
All right. Hey guys, it's DJ94. Check it out on all platforms, stuff like that. What's the name of this podcast?
Dallas Blanton Podcast.
All right, welcome to the Dallas Blanton Podcast.
Fucking lack of originality. I was like, all right, I got to come up with something because I was trying to push it out on RSS. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you have to submit your name. And I was like, I don't have a fucking name. I don't want to come up with something. I wanted to call it like a white dude with a podcast because like when I was like initially like putting stuff out, I was like, yeah, the world needs more fucking white dudes with podcasts that fucking voice their opinions because there's not nearly enough of that in 2024. Fucking horrific. But, well, that was fucking funny.
Appreciate you.